fuck? No one gave me the fucking...
We never give each other prompts either. We
just look.
Yeah, I gotta pay attention to other shit. I don't get to look at you.
Oh,
God damn it.
Oh,
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
hi.
Don't mind us. We're just taking notes.
I wonder
Don't-
whether the most common word to start a stream for us is, in fact, fuck.
Probably.
Probably.
Honestly, probably.
I've got this much hydration. Does that count?
That's a lot. Hey.
That's 40 ounces, according to this, which is what in real units?
I've got
1.2 liters.
I thought John was going to turn it upside down to check how much it holds, and the whole thing just pours out.
Just right in my lap.
No.
I have
Choo-choo.
actively
Hey,
done that
RedMath33,
before.
thanks for
Is
the
it already
sub.
happening?
And Raparth subbing with Prime. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Some
folks.
jerk off named Zenrobo also sub, but who knows who that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can't I? Oh,
The most common way to start a stream is for the players to be posing and John chuckling vaguely like a secret hostage.
You shouted
like-
ExalTwitch at some Canada geese?
that was gutsy.
That's really gutsy. How are your knees and your eyes? Pecked to
Shall
death or no?
Shall we go and get a goose?
Honk.
We do have a goose. The goose actually watches us. So Totes watches us from over there,
Aaron!
and the goose watches us from over there.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank
Much
you,
love, Aaron.
Aaron.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
so
Gracious.
much.
We have
Hitting some-
great.
Trying to hide my angry face. I think I spent too much time watching Pook get mad at subs. We said
That's a hype train.
choo choo.
Choo. I
Uh,
love the idea of being mad at subs, though. On the stream.
Oh, a little
Great.
crazy.
Thank you, folks.
okay, we'll have to fix it.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh.
Can we in from the other side?
That's the sound that I feel like your emote makes, John. Like my emote makes this sound, and yours
There
is
we
like oh, like every time. That's what I think.
Pook gifted me a sub on his own stream. He does that sometime.
Hey.
Oh, now the goose has a pencil. Or a
Oh, hi
pen.
Ripley. Are you
That's
gonna cause some trouble? Yeah. Come here. Come cause some trouble for everybody.
Our goose is naughty, and yet it also does what it needs to do.
Huh.
He immediately hydrated. There.
Oh well, there you go.
9 bingo squares. Ding.
Oh God.
See,
Beast.
we don't get to hold cats, so instead we hold geese.
Honk.
I love the goose, and specifically the very festive bow. It's always been a fan of. I've always been a fan of it.
If we ever make a second goose, we're gonna have to get a blue bow.
Yeah, and a very different beak.
Yes.
Geese. At that point.
The second goose in Untitled Goose Game has a different beak and a different honk.
A different honk.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
to
basically a
find that.
different pitch. Yeah.
Oh, it's deeper.
God,
I
that'd
really
be
hope it's
awful.
not a honk.
Honk.
Oh,
Just a piercing
Goose and a gander.
scream. Oh my god.
The scream of the damned.
The screams of the damned.
Oh my god.
Untitled goose.
peace was never an option.
Geese was never an option. Oh, shit.
A dire goose. That's scary.
Fenris and Thalia, we got a lot of people coming, which is great. And if you are in fact watching this in VOD or you are listening to this via podcast, we still appreciate you being here as well, even if you're not here right now live. In fact, only one of our moderators is here live. That's She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragorn is here. Entropy's Disciple and Strength of Borders, Crosshair and Real Brick Wall are not, but that's okay. They do have other things to happen. And remember, as with all gaming, real life must inevitably become a priority. So things didn't go well for your schedule. That's too bad. How goes it, Saren Zero? It's been a busy day somehow
I would agree with that.
today.
Good assessment.
Aragorn, I'm surprised that you're here, seeing as how the Chiefs are playing the Bills starting in about 7 minutes. Well,
I have 3
Chief-
monitors.
Yeah, I was gonna say multiple screens. I would hope.
No.
Oh, that's
It's gonna be
nice.
like flailing for 2 reasons, like 2 keyboards. I picture like a multiple computer setup.
Imagine
my
Aragorn's hands
God.
like
Oh
stop
my
working
God.
and just like
Oh, it's just a permaflail at that point. Oh my god.
Is it sort of like a zoetrope situation where the flailing gets so fast that it just seems to lock into place?
oh cool.
Because it's just every time a frame clicks, the hands are in the right place.
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed at this point that it's not actually Aragorn who's modding these streams anymore, it's Jeeves.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
when somebody types, Jeeves just looked at me and went arf, clearly it's Jeeves talking about himself. It's time that this was all out in the open.
Are you insinuating that Jeeves can like communicate in
Yeah,
English on a keyboard?
Aragorn's watching football and Jeeves is modding our stream.
Yeah. Bork.
You lost an online chess game due to your poor abused mouse not maintaining a click. Oh.
That is very sad.
Oh, it
Because
like
you like tried
dropped
to
the
move a piece
piece.
or whatever, and it.
In the very first chess tournament that I played in, I played against an opponent who moved his queen, set it down on a square, took his hand away, then said oops, picked it up, moved it one more square, and declared checkmate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The word "oops" does not have a place in a tournament setting. I have to tell you, like, just incredible. I mean, if, like a friendly competitive setting, perhaps, but anyway.
I think you can tell that I'm a little bit too much of a dork because when I see someone saying dragging refrigerator, I thought defragging refrigerator, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're rearranging it to make sure that it's all like.
Been a while.
Oh, poke is there. All right. Well, here's what else is here. We've got our 3 players. We have Kate, Scott, and Liz, and we are also enjoying the fact that it's our 3rd session. This is the last session where your character sheets are open. After this session, you have one more opportunity to change your character sheet before we head into session 4, at which point your sheets are locked, in which case then you can spend experience still, but it's sort of to give you a chance to get to know your character and to get to know what the mechanics are for your character and decide whether you want to make changes. Has anybody made any of those changes?
Yes.
So go for it.
Oh, great.
I moved 1 dot of an ability from melee into throne because I realized there was no reason for Aresta to have 2 dots of melee, and I really want to go for that broad combat training. So she has 1 melee, 1 throne. So, you know, maybe she'll be able to huck Gale. Yoo-hoo!
Perhaps Pyres also wants to go for that broad
Base.
I mean, literally anything's a possibility at this point. I thought you meant maybe Pyres also wants to go for ride, but like on the rest of fastball special. But I mean, well, I suppose that's technically the same thing. Hey, am I still talking? That's weird. I should have stopped talking ages ago.
So who spent experience? 3, 2, 1. Wah.
Yeah! Kate will be no. Kate's gonna be you're gonna be really useful.
I'll be
next-
good tomorrow. Next week, yeah.
Yeah, not useful.
There has
so.
not been a kiss yet in this game.
Not for
2 sessions in, no kissing.
Rip, run, reset.
Kill's
you-
been openly
Is that
flirting with
you
people.
trying? Oh wow! Oh,
You can
jeez.
tell?
I should be reading intentions more often. I suppose.
Yeah.
Would you like to go first or should
Sure,
I?
I bought Perception 4.
Oh, that's a good thing to buy.
Yes.
While I bought a 3rd dot of war, so that I could also, buy a new charm, Blazing Courageous Swordsman Inspiration, which sounds about right for an exalted charm. It gives bonus dice to charisma or appearance-based command rolls. So you get that flash of like sweet red hair on the battlefield, and you're just like, wow. That's what I assume it is. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna go with. Hey, wait a second. Don't worry,
For
Liz.
people who may or may not have been here the previous session, we do in fact have the intel report, which does come up to let us know what happened as documented by mysterious journalists. So I suppose we're going to have to take a listen.
Let the games begin. The House of Bells is always updating its curriculum to keep pace with the ever-shifting tides of war, but this year's editions may be some of the strangest yet. Students of 5th year and up will now be participating in competitive games, but not the sort of war games we're used to. These new competitions will be performed in front of a hyped-up audience with color commentary. The very first game of the year pitted the mysterious Lost Hand against the Coral Helix. Though it was set to be an all-day event, the Lost Hand pulled out a no-hit victory in less than an hour. Essence erupted from the glade in the moments before they announced their victory, so we can assume that someone turned the extended pursuit into a climactic clash.
Heard in the hallways. So, Gale whispered, has she been holding out during combat training? The Fang of the Lost Hand come off as quite the quirky enigma. Whatever the beep happened in that glade, I'm not one to fall for conspiracy theories, but ...
Also heard in the hallways. I was kind of excited about the Academy having an official game master, and I wanted to invite him to our club, but I guess that's not what his title means. What club? What? Oh, forget I said anything. I'll have to join this club at some point. Second day, and Garavel's already got his hands full of unconscious idiots. Yeah, but he was already in the glade before the fight even started. Doing what?
Whoop.
What indeed?
You're cutting in and out there a bit.
Oh, sorry.
In fact, both of you are a little quiet.
We can boost on our end here.
Just a
Whee!
little bit.
Just let us know if that's any better.
Now you look peaky.
Yeah, turn that back.
How's that,
the old split the
Yeah, that
difference.
feels good.
That feels good.
Cool.
Let us know.
Feels good. Do we have any questions?
I have some questions, but maybe they can be addressed in game.
That seems like okay. That seems. I know what you mean, but it seems like you're like, excuse me, John, but can we like take things in character? Like, I'm tired of this out of character bullshit that's going on here.
Well, I always have a hard time determining what questions are meant for before the safety talk and what are meant for after the safety talk. So maybe my question is, what kind of question?
Oh,
Could you just like tell me what kind of questions I'm supposed to be asking?
excuse me. We can do a safety talk,
Yeah.
shall we? I think this is important stuff to do anyway. Folks, we here on RPG Clinic have our own, not trademark, but very important system of safety that we employ. These cards, you in the chat do not have these cards, but you do have options, and we're going to get to them in a second. But what do these mean? First and foremost, this green card is an indication that the player who is pulling it is enthusiastically consenting and excited to continue despite any outward appearance to the contrary. This yellow card is a pause for the table. It's a, I've got to let you guys know something. Thank you, Liz. I've got to let you know something about what's going on, but we're just going to pause the action and not stop it completely. However, this red card is an immediate stop to the game for any reason. We will probably move to a be right back screen. The player who pulled it will get the, the final say as to when we are able to start back up again. Naturally, it's important to note that you don't have to justify the use of any card at any time. They're here for safety and for fun. As I mentioned before, though, you of course don't have cards in the chat, but you do have options. If for any reason you're feeling unsafe or that you need to communicate something, you can whisper RPG Clinic. That goes to John. You can also whisper a moderator. Today that's Aragorn in the chat. As mentioned, there's also the Crosshair and Real Brick Wall. And of course, if you really have to for any reason, you can leave the stream to keep yourself safe. We don't want you to though, so, well, I'm not gonna say last resort, but I am gonna say, if it's that important, do what you need to do. But there are your options, and that's how we keep ourselves safe, because safety equals fun. Am I right?
Cut stream chat into pieces. This
This
is my
is my
last
last
resort.
If John and I are too loud comparatively, we can turn ourselves down.
Damn, DJ. That's way better than it was. Thank you, Super Dylan.
Okay.
All right, let me know.
Great.
Let us know. And that's it for me.
Awesome.
Safety, safety.
So it looks like we're about ready to start. I guess the questions that I have to ask are things that are like, if there's any rules-specific questions or anything that specifically is about something that happened in the previous session that we need to clarify before we begin.
Cool. So in that case, I have a request because I don't know if we're sleeping or starting the next day or continuing the same day, but if we could talk about moat and willpower regaining and what the rate is of that, that would be great if we could revisit that. And also a reminder that I have my evocation active.
Ooh! Sorry.
Yes. Well, your evocation being active is absolutely a thing. In terms of your regaining willpower and moats, I actually control that through lot casting and Temi. I mark that you have experienced X number of hours or days of downtime, and it will regenerate your willpower and your moats automatically.
Sounds good.
That's great.
Perfect.
Keeping a careful eye on that shit.
But if I recall, it's 5 motes an hour, and willpower is one per night of good sleep. As Gilligood had just thrown in chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, we may as well get this out of the way. You will be getting, unless anybody has anything that they immediately had to do that day, we will give you a chance to take a rest so that you can start the next day. Do you wish to do anything along this line?
No.
Not on the same day.
So once we're in, we'll start with your read intentions roll. But
sorry to interrupt. I just want you to.
Vamp.
So about that fight last session, am I
wasn't
right,
sure what
folks?
the name of the episode was, but I see
I'll be
it
right
here.
back.
Yeah,
This is what
you
came
learn it by
for.
creeping the Twitch channel.
An anime of competitive librarians. If it doesn't, I have to imagine that already exists.
Oh, it must.
I mean,
When you say competitive librarians, like competing to shelve or organize or like find, or is it like different libraries and one of them's like, well, we're traditionalists, so we only run the Dewey Decimal System or whatever. And then this other person's like, well, I have a competing organizational system. It's not working, man. I don't know. It's just not happening.
but what I really appreciate about you, Scott, is
Yeah.
like a true improviser. Whenever anything is proposed, you go yes and you will ride that whale into harbor. Whatever.
That's my whale sound.
That's
As opposed to
good.
like
Weirdly
those
enough,
fake
also-
improvisers.
Well, I was gonna say, like, clearly you've never seen me on stage, because on stage I just don't stop talking. There's no dead air if I never stop talking. John knows what I'm on about.
Just gotta let the scene breathe. Instead of choking the living fuck out of it.
So you like this bus stop or what? I'm sorry. Okay. Very good.
Read or die. That's the anime.
Ooh, read or die.
Please tell me that's actually a thing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
oh
it
my
sounds
god.
right. Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry about that, folks.
What? Amazing.
What?
All is well, all is good. Just had to deal with that quick, fast. Figured I'd do that before we actually got into game.
Think about like the most amazing day you ever had.
I
At
can't
school.
hear you
You're gonna have
guys.
to
Can you
unplug
hear
and
us?
replug that mic in.
Okay, where are we?
All right.
Hello.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so just so that you know,
Yeah.
what they're hearing isn't in fact this stream.
Yeah.
They're hearing it from a separate microphone.
And
You wouldn't believe how complicated this mess of a setup has to be in order to make this work.
yeah.
We appreciate.
You know what? We're choosing a different track. We're just Think about the best day you ever spent at school. Because I don't think you can. Or at least I can't. There isn't ever a day that I can be like, you know what? This day at school was the best. There can be individual events. There can be, moments in time. But I don't think of school as a concrete set of days. I think of it as individual experiences. I wouldn't be able to tell you if one day was the day that not only did I finally win a badminton match, and it was also the day that I passed a math test, and it was also the day that I just don't. I think of them in separate instances. But the reality is that when we are at school, we experience every day as a set. My question is whether or not when we're experiencing these school days, when we are going through and learning, but also experiencing life at the same time, whether there is a link between what we've learned and what we've experienced. And what was more important, what was more formative in your life? Was it the lesson? Or was it everything surrounding the lesson on any one individual day that actually made the difference in your life? Did you just spend all university getting high? I don't think that's true of any of us. But for Pyres, cut to the largest universe. Anyway, your evocation.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my god.
Not your evocation.
Oh. This one's for you, 5 dragons.
Oh boy.
Okay, well.
Gale, your evocation.
Yeah.
You activated the last session. You want to remind people what that was?
Yes. So after dealing decisive damage to a target, Soaring Eyes wielder may commit 5 motes. The next time she is asleep, she may take a read intentions action on the target's commander, whose difficulty in lieu of guile is 1 for each level of command removed. The next time the wielder makes a strategic maneuver roll against the target's commander, she gains a maximum of 1 non-charm bonus die.
So you are in that position.
Yeah.
So why don't you take a look? It's in a book. Who are you reading intentions again?
Oh my god, did I not keep track of who I did decisive damage to? Oh, it was Ciantel, right?
But it's against the commander of
Right.
Ciantel.
And so which commander are you select?
Oh, well, that would be Brevin, I guess. That would have to be Brevin.
Just technically.
So Brevin is 1 level removed, so your difficulty is going to be 1.
Nice.
Okay.
And if you are rolling intentions, you need to state what intimacy you're looking for, or what scene you're interested in, or what his intentions are during the scene. Now, you're asleep, so the scene isn't really going to be applicable here. This is more about reading intentions or discovering intimacies. So what intimacy are you actually interested in discovering?
I would like to know if he has any intimacies towards the rest of his Fang.
Okay. So go ahead, have a look in a book.
Oh my god. Okay.
Please tell me there's at least.
It was 7 successes.
Whoa! Oh, sorry. Whoa. Thanks, weirdness.
Brevin has a defining intimacy.
Ooh.
If I lead, I win.
Oh my goodness.
So you are aware of this when you wake up. It isn't something, it doesn't come to you in a vision. You don't get like some kind of dream sequence where you find out this. You just have a better understanding of him when you awaken.
And I will get 1 non-charm bonus die if I ever make a strategic maneuver roll against him.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm sure Aragorn will remind me of that. I'm also making note.
I will also point out that once again, Brevon's wiki has been updated instantaneously by Killengood
Oh my god, amazing.
to mention that. So,
John, does that mean that those motes are no longer committed? Like they
they're
still
no
need to be
longer committed
regained?
when you
but
wake
they're-
up.
Okay, cool. What? Sweet, thank you.
When you wake up the following morning, one of the best parts about being exalted is that you're not sore. None of you actually suffered any lasting damage at all, as I'll remind you. Even the nick that Gale had on her cheek has since healed over perfectly. You waken in the same barracks. The roof is still leaking somewhat, so it feels damp in here, and there's a section of the room that's a little bit more waterlogged. Who is sleeping in the commander's bunk? And if 2 of you raise your hand, that means you both do.
Oh, well, if
I mean,
that's
in that
true,
case.
and I was gonna say, that's, like, I do. Cheers. I don't have my tea, but that's okay.
No.
Excuse me, Aragorn.
I would have done the mattress shuffle into non-commander beds.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like Pyre's sort of desire to be like, well, someone has to lead, but also his understanding that like Oresta, like in his mind, Oresta carried the day yesterday. It's just really, I don't know. I'm gonna roll a die. Is that okay? I'm not sure.
Well, just before you roll the die, is Gale sleeping in that bunk?
But that's true.
No.
Then you can go ahead and roll the die.
Thanks. I'm gonna say odds for the bed. That's an odd number. Yeah. So I did.
So you what? Sorry?
Yes, I took the commander's bunk. This night.
Oh, we're switching.
You get to sleep in the commander's filth if you overtake my position.
Nah, dude.
Filth.
I may not know how to
sleep in the
build
nude.
stuff,
No one's going after you.
but I
Hey.
can move stuff.
Fang mate of the day.
It is an official decree that the day after you have a game, that you in fact get a day of self-study. So you can choose what you want to do in the day. It's as close as the House of Bells gets to saying you have a day off. There's still an expectation that you will be working to better yourself, but you do have some time to handle things for yourself at this time. So, assuming that you get up, calisthenics, breakfast, and all that, is there anything in particular that you specifically need to do?
Well, for Gail's part, she wants to start investigating what happened to her former Fang mate who was not seen.
Oh.
Sorry? So the last part of your sentence?
Am I quiet? Oh,
We don't. You cut out.
Test.
Now
Yep.
you're back.
Okay. Weird. She wants to do some investigating to find out.
No, you're
Look,
gone
it's still not
again.
registered. Fuck me. Okay. Check. Scott, can you check yours too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure can.
Weird. She wants to find out what happened to the Fang mate who was not seen leaving the school grounds with the others.
Makes sense. I should point out that you've now restored quite a few of your motes, by the way, for all of you. I believe I've given you a day and 4 hours. So Pyres, you just have 5 peripheral motes currently spent, and Gale, you have also 5 motes that are spent, but that's because they're committed to your artifact.
Right. Right. I would also I would probably announce this publicly as soon as everyone's awake in the barracks. Well, it's a new day, a day of self-study. I, for one, would like to pursue the cleanliness and organization of this, our new barracks, and perhaps see if there's anyone else I can speak to in the meantime.
I'm not going to miss out on a third day of calisthenics.
No.
I
Good
will
idea.
be back afterwards to assist with this.
Well, I'll join you, Aresta. I think that's a good idea. And then
Oh,
I'll.
you're still expected to show up for
Oh,
calisthenics.
fuck. Oh,
Good.
shit. Okay.
Where are you? So, of your old Fang, Gale whispered, there were 4 others. Regara Riddell,
Mm-hmm.
Vinif Dowell,
Okay.
and Nellens Pernte. You saw all get drummed out of the academy. One of them you did not. Nemen Sepe.
Okay. Yeah. So that one they just vanished. What is Nemen Sepe's pronouns?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nemen Sepe is he, him.
Great. Thank you.
Sepe was in your group, was the one not the sort of the least concerned with tactics. The one who was, if I move forward and I show overwhelming force, I can destroy the enemy. And for Sepe, that was often quite true. I don't know how well you would have gotten along with somebody who deliberately ignored the concept of tactics. And
Probably not very well.
I should point out that his professors were also somewhat frustrated with him as a result. Doesn't matter how good a soldier you are, without tactics, you don't move correctly, you die. The way it goes. But no one has seen Sepe. No one saw him the day that every one of your other Fangmates were expelled. And no one has seen him leave the grounds.
All right. Well, I will do these morning drills with my Fang mates if I must, and then I'm gonna do some investigating.
I should point out that when all of the Fangs line up and are dismissed at the end of calisthenics, none of the Coral Helix are present. There's just an empty line before you.
Oops.
Do we step forward?
It would be considered incorrect.
Okay.
The Fangs still exist. they're
Okay.
just not.
We've erased them.
Nah.
We have replaced them. Now
Oh,
we
they-
are the Fang of the Coral Helix.
We've taken their rank. They get to stand behind us.
We adopt their name as we adopt their lives.
And we tap the next group on the shoulder and we're just like,
You're
crunch,
next.
crunch. Yeah, exactly.
Sepe is a water aspect.
Oh, shit.
Great. All right, so we head to do our exercises.
Yeah. Well, we are in the middle of that. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
They're done.
yeah.
We don't have to actually go over calisthenics every time because they're basically run and jump and do some things. So
We spend 15 minutes of every stream describing the same drills over and over.
I, for one, am very proud of how I do today. But nobody. That's fine. That's fine if nobody wants to talk about that.
It's good to measure against yourself, not others.
Exactly.
Pat, pat,
I don't know if Pyres. I don't know if Pyres feels
Says
the same
Arrest
way.
lifting like twice as much as Pyres.
Lifting Pyres, like
Yeah. While he lifts whatever he's lifting.
yeah.
Okay.
I have some investigating I would like to do.
At the library.
Potentially in my old barracks. I mean, a barracks I have never slept with in my life. Or in my life.
Gale whispered, "What are you thinking?"
One of my Fang mates was not with the others. And I need to know what happened to him.
I see. Certainly that is indeed the crux of the mystery of the expulsion. What happened to them while we were saved? They were not.
Aren't you curious about the one from your Fang? I mean, the Fang that wasn't your Fang?
I am curious, but I find that answers tend to come to me. I give her a winning smile.
Well, I find I have to look very hard for them.
I know. So I admire you.
Would you like company in this, or would you prefer we go off on other pursuits?
It is up to you. My first stop will be the barracks to see if I can find any clues about where they were taken.
As it is a day of self-study, I may find a chance to stop by the workshop to see if anyone has chosen to use their time there and could be convinced to study more practical applications for their skills. But I can do that after.
I was just thinking the same, Aresta, actually. If we could find someone with the materials and perhaps also the abilities, that would be useful to help us with our barracks. Quick tangent, sorry, John. Are the barracks like just numbered, or are they named at all? They're numbered, right? I think.
Well, there's 7 individual buildings that are considered the barracks for each year. As I mentioned before, that each year has their own building. You don't change buildings from year to year. They simply just are like, this is the building that the current 5th years are in. Then the next year, that's the building that the 6th year.
6 years, right.
And then each one of these barracks has individual chambers, and those chambers house a Fang. They're large chambers, large enough to carry 5 bunks and have enough room that you have a little bit of space for your own personal belongings and the like. But they're meant to be barracks for soldiers who are living and training together. Right. They're not opulent rooms, and they are not well-appointed chambers.
Okay. Cool. That is good to know. Well, then in that case, Aresta, I think that's a great idea. I would also like to see if I can help persuade someone to use their talents more liberally today. But if there's an investigation to be had, if there are mysteries to be uncovered, I would like to join.
So you said yes to both things?
That is correct.
Perhaps going into a barracks that doesn't exist is a one-person task for the purposes of stealth, at least to start. We can reconvene shortly in our own room.
Yes, very well.
If there's anything you want us to be on the lookout for, let us know.
How about your old Fang mate?
My old Fang mate.
And be careful who you talk to about this.
Pyres, your old Fang mates included Cesis, Darvin, Nemen, Sem, Pelops, Curiol, and Nemen Chrysel. Nemen Chrysel is the one who you did not see.
Another Nemen. I mean, just interesting.
Also a water ass.
Ah. If it's not too much trouble, what do I kind of know of Nemen Chrysel, like personality-wise or so on?
Chrysel was the person who was least likely to be a soldier. They were very good at what they were doing. They had excellent skills, especially with a bow. However, they really detested the idea of causing anyone pain. That didn't mean that they weren't loyal to the realm, and it didn't mean that they weren't wanting to be at the House of Bells to learn how to make war. But there was always an attempt to wonder if there was another way around a conflict, if there was a way to resolve something peacefully, if there was a way that instead of destroying an enemy, one could simply get them to understand that they had no position and therefore would be forced to surrender instead.
Okay. So, and in that case, I think Chriselle and I probably saw eye to eye sometimes, in the sense of using power or authority to help people see your way. But then in other times, Pyres is very quick to jump into a fight if he feels like he needs to. So I'm sure there were some times where they butted heads over this, or where he ran over Chriselle.
Yeah. So Chriselle absolutely still shot people when it was necessary.
Right.
Just didn't like doing it.
Oh.
Aresta, we might as well finish this
Yeah.
out. Aresta, Nemen Harvit,
Mm-hmm.
Vnif Buri, Ladal Levin, and Nemen Azure Ruin.
Whoa.
Were either of the Nemens water aspects in my...
No, they were both fire aspects.
Yeah.
But all of your
They
all
were
of your
actually
fangmates
seen.
were
Yeah.
seen leaving.
Right.
Cap. Interesting.
Oh, earth aspects. I wrote fire because I was thinking of Pyres. Because Pyres is always on my mind.
I mean, and we had some Nemens in Nexus that were also fire, so I can see that sticking.
Yes. No, not Nuven.
Gil whispered,
Thank you, Liz.
while I also had someone I used to know, unofficially, of course, I'm not sure what investigating our old quarters would do. There were no clues when I woke up that morning. Nothing to be done.
Well, no offense to you, but I don't think you knew what you were looking for.
A good point.
When I woke up, I saw hints that they had been taken out of the room one by one. Now that I know that the one who is missing is Sepe, he's all about hit first, ask questions later, if he asked questions at all. So how did anybody get him out of the room?
I see.
Because if it was by force, he would have put up a fight and there would have been signs of a struggle. Also, probably we would have woken up.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Right,
Perhaps they were ordered out one by one.
perhaps. But I intend to be absolutely sure how they got out, and if there are traces of where he was taken, maybe I can find out where he is.
And what?
What?
Ask him why he wasn't paraded by with the others.
Yes?
Oh. Interesting.
I don't understand why you don't want to know.
I'm just a bit worried. We think this maybe goes up the chain,
Yes,
don't
we know it goes up the chain.
we? Right. I'm not one for, well, I am one for rocking the boat, but I'm not one for putting myself in danger unless there's glory to be had. You see.
Of course. And this is why I am doing it.
Uh-huh.
Because I believe it is a greater danger to have this unknown. This pertains to us. This can be tied to us, whatever it is. What were we spared from? Don't you want to know?
Knowledge can be dangerous.
Not this
not having
knowledge.
knowledge is what's dangerous. Right. Aresta is correct.
We have been told that there are targets on our back by our superiors and by our peers. Being good at combat, being good at dealing with, rolling with the punches is excellent, but it's much better to face a foe directly rather than being snuck up upon.
I see.
I'm not doing well with words, sorry folks. So I think it's important for us to work towards an answer as to what caused this change, while we also focus on making the best out of this change.
That's my number one priority. And I want you both to know that. Of course, Gale whispered, of course I want to know. But not at the expense of what would happen to us if we found out something that we weren't supposed to before our time. That's just, like, my opinion, though.
Of course.
Well, we don't go around telling everyone what we found out.
Right. Right. I plan on using this opportunity to make the most of myself here at the House of Bells. I have a bit of a legacy to live up to. I'm sure you both know. There's a bit of an eye roll from Pyres at this, by the way. I mean, yeah.
Ugh, I have a legacy.
I just have a bit of a legacy to live up to.
Aresta doesn't notice because she can't currently look at Pyres.
What? Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Yes, I put on some clothes.
No, it's
No,
not
we just
that.
finished the
No,
cast.
she's just
We're
like,
doing that naked?
ugh, this guy.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I forgot.
I love the
No,
assumption that
No,
Pyres
you
is naked.
go back in and you're just like, okay, I'm home.
Oh, the onesie. No, I totally forgot we were out. Oh my god, ridiculous. Oh, okay. Anyway, can't look at my.
Well, this is a day of self-study. I intend to study events and information that relate to myself.
As do I.
We shouldn't
Enjoy.
be long.
We'll be back up here. Is that yes?
And, if it's been more than an hour, chances are if you need help and give us a holler, we'll be close enough to hear.
I will yell as loudly as I can. Ah,
Perfect.
ah.
And I spend a few motes to engage deep listening palms so that I can hear her through the wall.
So good. Sounds like Gale whispered.
She's in trouble. She went up half an octave.
Yeah. She's in trouble.
Who's going where?
Well, goodbye.
Craft room.
I am gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go with Aresta, but I believe we had announced our intention to go and try to find the workshop where perhaps crafters might be working. See if we can engage anyone in assisting us to repair our bunk.
And Aresta?
Chambers.
Yeah.
You're going to?
Yeah.
Gale whispered.
I would like to try to sneak my way into my old room.
All right. So the first thing that I'm going to ask then is going to be a wit stealth roll from Gale whispered. As for the two of you, there isn't a workshop per se that's specific for students. There's like an area in which there are whetstones and, places where you can repair things like your weapons and your armor. You're encouraged to do this on your own, to not hand it off to somebody else. Neither of you are terribly good at it. But there isn't like a place where people learn these sorts of skills. That's not what you learn at the House of Bells. You're not here to make things. You're here to destroy other things that belong to other people.
Right. Sure.
Or like create things like fortifications.
Yeah.
As opposed to, so learning to become war engineers, that's not the same as like, I'm making a table.
Yeah.
That's something else entirely. So this is not a, what I'm trying to point out is if you're looking for people who are like, I know how to repair a roof, there aren't classes on how to repair a roof.
No. I was thinking more. I don't know if they have any armsmithing here as like part of the training or whether that would be elsewhere. Because I assume that weapons and shields and armor gets damaged in battle.
Like I said, there's places where these things can be repaired.
Yeah.
But in general, you don't make weapons. That's for other people to do.
If this does not prove fruitful, Aresta, I suggest we also try to find one of the groundskeepers. See if perhaps they'll be amenable to assisting us.
When you do arrive, however, we might, we might as well just call it the workshop if that's what you want to say. Just don't think of Zister Flex.
No.
It's
Definitely
not like
not. No, picturing like some large tables that you could
Fuck you, we
work
don't.
on.
Yeah, there's some large tables and there's a rather heavy fire roaring, which is
Yeah.
useful. So if you need to like heat something up to hammer it back into shape, you can do
Mhm.
that. But that's basically what's available.
Mhm.
Some tongs, some anvils, and some hammers. There are a couple of students here, all of whom kind of look at you with a mixture of interest and suspicion. And the chat seems to die down when you arrive.
Good morning.
No one is answering. They all immediately just go back to their work. There's a distinct chill, despite the fact that you're in a sweltering hot workshop.
Interesting. Greetings, friends. We, the Fang of the Lost Hand, have an opportunity. We would like to share it with someone who is ready for the task.
A fourth year, whose name you don't immediately recall, pokes his head up. An opportunity?
Hmm.
What's this opportunity?
I cannot speak for my Fang mate here, but certainly I lack some skill in the ability to create, to craft, to repair. We have some repairs that need doing, and I would like to be taught. And I was hoping that someone here would be able to teach me.
This is an opportunity for us to take on additional work for you.
I wouldn't consider it work. Sorry.
Please say to you're
I don't
offering
think I could do any
exposure.
more.
Please offer them
No,
exposure.
no, it's I'm that guy.
There are many ways to cement our learning, and one of the best ways is through teaching that which you have learned. We are not going to simply use you for your knowledge or your labor. We will assist, we will do our best to not just be a pair of left thumbs, and we will compensate you for your time and efforts as we will be taking you away from your individual study days.
Yeah, I want to know what compensation means. You don't even have any money.
Like,
Whoa.
flip him a coin. I have $1 of resources. Or like flip one in the air.
Looks at it. I don't care about money. I could go home and get 4 obols of jade just for smiling at my grandmother.
Yes, but then you have to go all the way home. Liquid assets on days when we are allowed free reign in the neighboring towns are always useful.
But perhaps there are favors we could do for you.
We have skills of our own.
Yeah, like apparently destroying the coral helix. What the hell happened there?
Were you not entertained?
We couldn't see.
Fuck! Immediately undermined. Shit.
Certainly an interesting game structure to have you all go out and sit through nothing.
Yeah, the games master has said that he's going to have to figure something else out. He was trying his best to keep us interested. The fact that you got out within 30 minutes was somewhat impressive. What happened?
The dragon smiled on us.
Okay,
We fought.
the dragon smiled on you, but why didn't the dragon smile on them? See, this is what I don't understand. People who are saying, I asked the elemental dragons to give me strength as I wandered into battle. Well, why didn't the other side also ask the elemental dragons to help them when they wandered into battle? What made you more important than them?
I would like to roll perception socialize and to see if this person has intimacy towards facts or specificity or something in that
Sure,
realm.
Giles too.
Please. I'm not even there, y'all.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, because why not?
Wow.
This particular student has an intimacy of don't bullshit me. It's a minor.
I mean, it's not technically bullshitting.
All right. You want the facts? Here are the facts.
Why do the elemental dragons like you more than them?
That is not a fact that I can answer, as I'm not fortunate enough to speak with the elemental dragons directly.
Okay, now
I can
we're getting
give you
somewhere.
the facts of the situation. We were told to show up for game. We showed up for game. We were told in front of all of you what the rules of the game were. Get the marker, survive. One, other, both.
You're telling me things I already know.
Exactly. Great. We're on the same page. So, they came out. They came to us. Rather than letting them establish an upper hand, seeing as they outnumbered us, we attacked. They perhaps weren't expecting us to attack so soon.
So you won because you surprised them with your forward attack.
I will admit that Gale Whispered is better at putting these things into clear tactical words.
Yeah,
But
Gale
yes,
Whispered is good at a lot of things, apparently.
she is.
Tepet Single Edge walks into the workshop, sees that the two of you are here, gasps, turns 180, walks right out.
You don't have to leave just because we're here. There's plenty of room for all of us.
God, we're so hated.
John, can
Yes.
I read intentions based on like on Single Edge, but based on that comment? I want to see if Single Edge has any intimacies towards well, Aresta, but I guess I can say the Fang of the Lost Hand.
Do you want to know if she has a crush on you?
I didn't say that.
You
But
did not
yes,
say it.
So
obviously.
based on her reaction to Gale shouting after her, or not Gale,
Yeah.
Aresta shouting after her?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. I think I have 4.
Guile
dice.
is 3.
Wrong way.
Guile is 3. Oh, that shit's not happening. All right, here we go. Yeah. No. I got 2 successes.
So,
All right, that is what it is.
So, we have now traded you some information. Are you willing to trade us some?
what do you need?
You asked some questions, we answered them. We came here seeking some assistance. We just provided something. Equal exchange, barter.
What do you need? What exactly is it that you are asking us to do?
Although the dragon smiled on us in battle. The dragons, sorry. They didn't smile on us in all aspects.
There are repairs that need to be made. To our-
Repair.
Yeah, to our quarters. Things that we hope to do ourselves, but we hope to do them right. You
They
seem like
gave
someone-
you shitty quarters?
Crack.
Oh,
Sorry
I'll
about
leave
that.
you two alone.
A 7th year
Oh.
snickers to herself slightly. So you should have led with that. Watch. Hey, come here. I want you to hammer out the dents in my breastplate. And if you don't, I'll rip your head off and I'll send it back to your family telling them that you're a disgrace to everybody who's ever tried to graduate from the House of Bell. And I'll do it. Because if you don't do it, everyone will know that I don't follow through on my threats. And I follow through on my threats. Every single one of them. And she pulls her breastplate off and just drops it on an anvil. Do it. And the poor 2nd year who she's looking at just walks over and just starts smashing it with a hammer.
Your methods are effective.
Look, you are, for one reason or another, currently the most talked about Fang on the entire campus. As cadets, you can ask people to do things for you because otherwise you'll kill them. Or break their legs.
But everyone already knows that about me.
Remind. Kid, fix this person's barracks, and if you do, I'm positive that they'll tell you everything about how they managed to defeat Coral Helix. And Pyres might take his shirt off.
Oh, he never wears clothes in the barracks.
It's true. It's awfully hot in there. Well, currently it's awfully wet, but it also.
I mean, you could
sometimes-
break his bed and then repair it. I could just wait in the hall. I'm just gonna actually go out and wait in the hall.
She winks at Pyres, the older student.
the 7th year.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right,
Something,
simmer down,
date
Pyres.
to the dance. Something, date to the dance. Okay, all right. Why not both? I'm still kind of glancing actually out the door, out at where Tepet Single Edge went, but now of course it looks like I'm looking after Aresta as well, because Aresta's gone out that way. Well, I would never threaten you, I say to the 4th year.
Okay. Look, if you're that helpless, I'll teach you how to patch a roof.
What can I say? I like to learn new things. Perhaps
Yeah,
you can teach
Maybe
me.
every once in a while, just watch your servants when you go home. You can learn a thing or two from those who are our less. And he turns around and he heads out, following Aresta.
I guess. I just.
Mhm.
chill
Or
in
you're
the
still
hall.
just standing? Okay.
in the hall.
Yeah.
But
Goes
yes,
out to
but then
Generous in the hall.
I'll follow. Just on my way out, Single Edge had like come in, gasped, and gone.
Yep.
She's not like still around, right? She went.
No,
and
she left.
She's gone. Okay.
She booked it.
All right. Next time.
Tires. Don't admit weakness. Don't come into a room and say, I can't do a thing, so I need someone else to do it for me. That makes their price go up.
Ah.
Go in and say that you need someone to do something for you. For
I
all
don't
they
wanna-
know, you just don't want to do it.
But here's the thing, and I am leaning on a table and like kind of, I'm
Oh
popping my clavicle a little bit.
Are you
whatever.
like pressing your pecs together?
Yeah.
Serving some
I am,
collarbone.
like actively. But here's the thing, I don't want to be a liar, and
Okay.
I'd rather have them respect me.
There's a big difference between telling everyone in a room that you wet the bed and walking into a room and assuming that everyone else doesn't care. Lying would be if you came in and said, I love patching roofs. It's the thing that I live for in the entire world. If the Scarlet Empress offered me the new position as head of the entire realm, I wouldn't do it because I love doing roofs, but I need your help to do them just for today. That's a lie.
Yes. It is. But maybe my methods are just a bit less bone breaky than yours. I still appreciate it. Thank you.
Have you seen any bones get broken in my presence?
Not yet.
Do you want yours?
No. I don't.
Look, honesty is only going to get you so far. What a soldier needs is discipline and order, not ambiguity, and definitely not weak. You got it?
Like I said, I like to learn. Thank you for the teachable moment.
She looks down, looks up. Yeah, teachable moment. By the way, you might have taken out Coral Helix, and they might have been impressive, but they didn't have Brevin. And I know he seems like an idiot, but he does something for all of them. unites them.
How someone that petty can be a force of unity is... I mean, it's beyond me, honestly.
Petty. Petty is asking somebody to repair your breastplate because you don't feel like it. How's it coming over there? Now go on, get out of here. Before I start finding other things I need you to repair for me.
You should check what you said before about wetting the bed not being fun. I think it depends on the context, right?
Are you saying you want to wet my bed?
I'm hoping it comes across as charming and not like weird, but I'm going now.
It's coming across as a little weird to me. We'll see how it comes across for you. I don't want you to roll me your charisma. You know what? This is audacious. I want you to roll me your appearance and your socialize.
This would be a great time to botch. I gotta tell you guys, this would be incredible.
I gotta say, there's something very interesting that seeing Scott go on the offensive in these interactions with John's NPCs.
Am I on the offensive, or am I just taking words he said and made them weird?
But then he does the same to you, so it's just back and forth, back and
forth.
forth. You can.
All right, here we
deal.
go. All right,
Oh, back and forth.
Pyres, baby. That is 6 successes.
Wow.
That's no 7, but you know.
You don't want to wet my bed, Kithak Pyres, because I just rub your face in the meth.
He is like actively stunned. And then he's gonna just try to keep the upper hand and leave. See you
She's
around.
definitely checking you out on the way out.
Yes! It's happening!
Oressa, not knowing what she missed, is nevertheless has the sense of thankfulness that she wasn't in there for whatever just happened.
Yeah, Gale spontaneously vomits. Not sure why. It just happens.
But as an air aspect, it just kind of floats up into the ether.
Oh, my face.
Okay, I need to cool down.
Gale whispered.
Yeah, I rolled 2 successes on my stealth roll.
You do manage to, when you go out into the hall, see no one, then head towards the room. The door is locked, but nothing that a good sort of shove with your shoulder can't fix. When I say locked, it's not like they're barred, and it's not like it's a huge key. It's just more like the door is closed and isn't really meant to be opened by somebody else. But you can just use, just one of your knives to just lift the latch.
I would like to do that.
And head your
please.
way in. I assume, do you have any larceny at all?
Yeah, I do.
So then, you can easily get it.
I have 2 larceny.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. When you get in, the room is spotless and empty. When I say spotless, I mean somebody or some group of people came in here and absolutely disinfected the place. It seems like there's fresh flooring, fresh walls, fresh paper on the doors.
Oh,
And then
boy.
there's no furniture, no beds, no lockers, no dividers, no shelves, nothing.
I would like to make an investigation roll on this, please. Unfortunately, I don't have any investigation charms to recreate a crime scene or anything like that,
No.
but I'd still like to roll if I may.
What are you trying to discover?
It seems pretty obvious to me that they're trying to hide something, and I just would like to confirm that.
You don't even have to roll for me to tell you. There's no reason for them to completely clean one of these barracks, especially because no one is living in them. There hasn't been anybody who's gone in or out after it's been cleaned. You seem to be the first person.
Okay. So 2 other things that I'd like to check for then. One is there anything they missed? And the other is, do I have a sense of who did the cleaning? If there's a trace of them.
Okay, well, that's not going to be easy, but you can give it a shot.
Okay.
I want you to roll me your perception investigation.
Okay.
Your difficulty is going to be 5.
I mean, I'll give it a go. Oh, just 3.
I mean, good effort, but
Yeah.
whoever cleaned this place was extremely thorough about it.
Okay. Nothing else is coming to mind that I can do in here, so I guess I will.
As you start to turn towards the door,
Okay.
it gets ripped off its hinges and scatters down the rest of the hallway, and you see Juin, quartermaster, standing there, her dire lash holding the handle limply from it, and then she shakes her hand once, lets the handle fall with a clank onto the ground. The dire lash coils itself around her wrist. What are you doing in here?
I was looking for a better pillow.
Sorry.
I'm not accustomed to being lied to. That, by the way, is a total lie. Everybody lies to Juin. She just doesn't let people get away with it.
Everyone lies to
Uh-huh.
teachers.
I mean, like, you're teenagers and young adults living together.
I am looking for traces of Nemensepe.
Who? Also, weird. She never, ever forgets anybody who has lived in these barracks.
Could I read intentions on that?
Yes, you absolutely can. Her guile is 4.
Cool.
And I'll give you 2 dice for this stunt. You're
Thank you.
baiting her. Perhaps not masterfully, but
Ooh, 6.
okay. I should have asked you what you were trying to determine before you rolled, but
Intimacies relating to right, because I can ask for intimacies, but I can also ask for like what their intention is in the scene.
you can ask for what they are hoping to get out of the scene, like what their goal is, or you can ask them about an intimacy that they have. It is not, in fact, able to ask about. You can't directly ask, "Were you lying with that last statement?" You could ask what their intentions are, and the intentions might be, "My intention is to mislead you,"
Right.
but it isn't as simple as a lie detector.
Yeah, I'd like to know if she has any intimacies towards Nemensepe.
You know, I'm actually don't think she does.
I knew it was a risk. All right.
Fair.
But
I would have been pretty pissed if I missed it.
I will give you this because it's at least somewhat related. If it'll help you.
Okay.
Open up our good friend here. She has a tie to the realm and to the Immaculate Faith, both minor. The realm is loyalty, and the Immaculate Faith is devotion.
Okay.
And somehow you're getting the sense that that's what she's feeling right now.
Okay. I apologize, Quartermaster. I was concerned to know that there may have at some point been traitors in our midst.
So this is getting a little bit more of her attention. You see that her hands are relaxing somewhat. She no longer looks like she's ready to break your legs.
Oh, good.
You've been given an opportunity. Why are you so intent on doing your best to undo that opportunity?
Because I am afraid that whatever impacted them could come back and get me. I need to know so I know I am safe.
Okay, now she's reading intentions on you. Are you
Okay.
doing anything to change your guile?
Okay. Can I without an excellency?
Willpower?
You can spend a willpower to increase it by 1.
Or a stunt.
Would that count as a stunt, John?
What would count as a stunt?
I just try to look as upset as possible. Like I'm genuinely
That's a stunt. Yep.
upset. And I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay, so what is your guile currently?
That's a great question. I did all this math and then didn't even... Book, where is
Your guile, just so that people know, is it's your ability to conceal your emotions or your intimacies from others. Your resolve is your ability to resist other people's attempts to influence you. These are static values that are calculated based on your other stat.
So it's going to be 5 now.
Okay, so 5. I am rolling 8 dice. Ignore me! 1,
The Pyre's School of Subtlety,
2,
I see.
3,
I am not here.
4, 5.
Oh.
That's it. But that's enough to match.
Fuck.
Maybe she won't discover any secrets.
Do you have any intimacy towards mysteries or unsolved mysteries or puzzles?
Yeah, so I have 2 that could...
Just give me
Count?
1.
I'll give you 1. So this is a major.
Mhm.
The most dangerous threat is one hidden from view.
Go and get your other Fang, the ones you actually have, and bring them here. Do it now. Do it quickly. Go. So by now, you are headed back towards your barracks with some hapless 4th year in tow, who's like, all right, look, here's the thing. If you actually want to get this done, you need to make an appeal to the administration.
We have reason to believe that they aren't going to do it. So, it's all that good old education.
And Gail, you can show up right here.
Perfect.
Doesn't mean you can't try, though.
You both need to come with me.
What?
Me?
No, not you. Who are you? Why are you in my room?
Don't worry about it, Gail whispered. It's...
If you wouldn't mind perhaps assessing the starting with creating a task list that we can tackle?
Sure.
Wonderful.
Are you sure that everything's okay?
Yes, we will be back with you shortly.
Okay. And he wanders off.
Could I read intentions? I want to see if he has any intimacies towards Gale.
So you can always read intentions.
Yeah.
Unless you've already read intentions against somebody that scene has failed.
Refreshing on how much socialization I need. Because if they just stand there and do nothing, it's a lot harder. 2 successes.
So what are you trying to find out?
Any intimacies towards Gale? Whispered.
He's intimidated by her. It's a minor.
Oh, that's nice.
Awesome.
Wait, that's nice.
I'm not used to being intimidating.
I see. What is it, Gale whispered? As we walk and talk.
Mhm.
Quartermaster Juin needs to speak to the three of us.
Oh.
I'm glad that, well, I mean, if we're all going anyway, but probably better that we weren't all caught. We'll find out.
Oh, very much so.
You
So I
seem
suppose
in
then
one
this
piece.
is goodbye, Fang. It's been wonderful. We'll see.
They did not kill it good.
I just didn't
Um,
want to put you on
just,
the spot. I would have.
Feel free to place all the blame on me. This is my quest for knowledge, but what affects me affects the rest of my Fang, okay?
Yes, tactic understood.
Thank you.
The crimes of one affects all?
It's not crimes, it's curiosity,
Uh-huh.
which is probably the closest thing she's gotten to like a sassy tone.
By the time you get back to the barracks, the door has been completely repaired. It has been set back in its place. Everything just completely normal.
I knew it! There is a crafter!
I'd like to try to lead us through the door. Can I have some tea?
Oh, yes.
When you get inside, Juin is standing dead center in the room. Her dire lash has now been coiled and placed on her belt, so she is no longer brandishing a weapon at you. And yet, when she looks at the three of you, she says simply, inside, door closed, sit.
I do so. I
Yeah,
sit.
sit
easy,
on the
easy
floor,
peasy. I will close
'Cause
the door
there's
behind me
nothing
as well.
left.
Oh,
Yeah.
are there no
Fast.
bunks? It's literally an empty room.
It's literally
been
an empty room.
Great, then yeah, I will also sit cross-legged.
Stripped nakeder than pyres on a Sunday.
Funny you should say that. Sunday is every day.
When you're crazy
weird.
enough, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Exactly, Erwin.
I'm going to assume that you're going to keep poking around. So I'm going to make a deal with the three of you. I'll answer any questions that you have for 10 minutes. And after that, you're going to let the matter drop forever.
I'm fully looking at Gale Whispered, just like, not gonna happen.
Gail's just desperately hoping that somebody else makes the promise. And that she'll
No, I mean,
somehow be
no,
overlooked.
no,
It's
no,
not going
it's
to happen.
The whole thing. Oh. Damn it, Ripley. Thank you, Quartermaster. I believe we do have some questions.
Go ahead.
What did the traitors do?
Oh. Straight.
They? Which traitors do you speak of? Sadly, the realm seems to be full of them.
The traitors that were tied to the fangs known as insert.
I told you that those fangs don't exist.
May I request clarification since we're here for questions? We were told that we could ask as many questions as we liked, and that seemed to imply that we would get answers. Is this the nature of the answers we are to expect? This will not put our questions to rest.
There was a ship. The ship known as the Heightened Sense was found sunk just off the coast of the Blessed Isle, close to Ario. It was found approximately 2 weeks ago. Sense, not scent.
S-E-N-S-E.
Heightened Sense.
Oof. Stank.
Oh man, we have to take the heightened scent across the. Oh man.
I'm
And we
not
are
going to
to-
tell you what was carried on the ship because I don't know. What I can tell you is that it was important enough that we had several very, very important individuals looking into the disappearance of this ship before it was found wrecked. which means that somebody not only wrecked the ship, but they managed to do so in such a way that there were no survivors, and no one knew that it had occurred, despite the fact that it happened within 100 meters of shore.
Well, that is quite impressive. Concerning, but impressive.
There were some who were linked to the disappearance of the ship. And it would seem that there are some who are incredibly worried that this information was going to get back to Fokuf. Now, do you know who Fokuf is?
Would any of us? Is there a
Yes.
reason for us to know?
My understanding is that Fokuf is the regent in place of the weak ass regent in place of the Scarlet Emperor.
Right. I always forget the name.
It's a funny
call
name.
it the puppet.
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 Is that
So,
more or less accurate?
Tepet
Yeah.
Fokuf is the current regent who is sitting on the throne in the absence of the Scarlet Empress. Fokuf is really not popular.
No.
He's seen as a fool, and he's a huge embarrassment to House Tepet.
Okay.
There were families that were involved. The most important of which that I know of ended up being the father and mother of your former classmate, Quiriel, who was in Pyre's Fang of House Pellet.
And yet, they weren't the one. They were still present at the dismissal.
Evidence has come to light that there is information being passed among conspirators through the House of Bells itself, through 3 Fang that never existed, and that the 3 of you seem to somehow believe still existed, but they didn't.
You're students. We're still in the process of learning.
Somehow, it's believed that the 3 of you had no knowledge of them. And by the blank looks of ignorance on your face, I have to assume this was correct. Did you have any idea that your Fang mates that you never had were responsible for permitting a conspiracy to continue directly under the region?
No.
No, of course not.
Absolutely not. And I make it my business to know things.
We would have reported it. Treason.
Sorry, did you say something?
I said no.
Should we pause for a second and look at audio?
I'm clipping very consistently this scene. I don't know what's going on with our audio this time. Am I
Solar
still
flares?
clipping now? Because I'm not showing clipping here on my monitors at all.
Possible that the lower floor is like, or whatever, is too low, so it counted as not talking.
But
All right. Well, I'll keep an eye on it. But thank you for letting me know.
So, a conspiracy involving 3 Fangs that did not exist. We
It's
had-
not traditional to forgive individual Fang mates. They all go
agree.
together. Why? Why were we spared?
Is that a question that you're asking?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Jordan?
asking.
Okay. Sorry, you were looking at them. I was.
I was
Hello.
I don't know. But I do know that the only person who could have possibly exempted you from this mass expulsion would have been the Commandant. Alternatively, it would have had to been someone outside the House of Bells itself, someone with enough leverage over the Commandant to make this so. But I can't imagine that that would have been the case.
Who told you to tell us? You're the one who informed us.
That's my duty as quartermaster.
Who told you this information?
Which information are you talking about?
That we were to pull us aside that morning. To tell us of change in our Fang.
One of the administrators who work with the Commandant.
You trust them? Sorry.
Go for it.
Nuven knows that you're still here. She was present when you were at the game.
Mhm.
So yes, I trust her, and I imagine that she's fully aware that you're here.
What happened to Nem and Sepe? And Nem and Crystal?
She's just staring you down. She's not answering.
We're still within our 10 minutes.
Perhaps
Yes,
there's
you are.
They were not with the others who were marched out, which means their crimes were either greater or lesser, but not as less as ours.
Or
Or they could offer some other service to the school or the realm.
the quartermaster and the commandant do not know.
It would appear that not all who were expelled were found.
Gail was not expecting that answer, so yeah. Well, no doubt they will be found soon enough. Such traitors cannot remain hidden for long.
The quartermaster has asked us never to discuss this again after these 10 minutes, and we will not do so. We will not be discussing it again, just to be clear.
Do you promise that? Kathak Pyres, do you promise that?
You wish for me to promise to never discuss this matter again.
That was the terms of the deal. Are you telling me that you have not yet made this promise? That you intend to renege on this promise?
No, I keep my promises, quartermaster.
And yet I have not heard you say that you have made this promise. You are deliberately disobeying a direct order. Have you promised to not reveal this information to anyone? Do not
course.
discuss it to anyone?
Of course, quartermaster. I don't wish to... I don't wish to
And then she
suffer-
sanctifies the... No.
Yeah, fuck! No! Quartermaster, the games and the games master. I understand if you do not know, but is it possible that they may be...
She's blocking the signal
Got it.
with her body.
Is it possible that they may be related to us, to this incident?
You're going to have to repeat the question because you got
Yeah,
interrupted.
sorry, it was the whole thing, eh? Quartermaster, you may not know, but is it possible that the games, the game master, are they related to this?
No. The games master was supposed to join us before we knew of this ship.
I see. Must be very frustrating to have things changed, I mean.
I don't like him.
You are well within your rights, quartermaster.
This is the problem with teaching baby commanders. They all assume that everyone is under their command. It isn't up to you to take such tones of familiarity with me. I don't know why you were selected for the games. I don't know why you were selected for the games and decided that you would participate despite the fact that you are a Fang of 3, which makes no sense, for a Fang is 5. I also don't know why you won. I would have assumed that the 3 of you would have fallen to a superior force, but you didn't. I don't know why you have been selected to remain, other than there is currently no suspicion surrounding you about participating in this, despite the fact that your Fangs should have been punished as a group, as opposed to each individual being judged on their own merits. I don't know if there's a command for my name. Is there something that you're trying to find out?
Oh.
But I will say one thing. When you don't know why somebody has decided to pardon you, you don't know when they'll decide that that pardon has run out. You're still in danger.
If we're in danger, Quartermaster, then we can come to you for aid.
And
Am
what
I
makes
right
you
in
think that
thinking
I'd
so?
help you?
I thought it was your duty to help the students here.
It is my duty to help the student body. It is my duty to make sure that the only person who manages to destroy you are those who are intended to do so. But you, Kuthak Pyres, while you may be popular among your classmates, and while you may be a champion right now, you are not more special to me than any other student under my supervision. Is that clear?
Crystal. Quartermaster.
Now, Gale whispered, on the other hand. She's cool. She and me,
Thank
we
you,
tight.
Quartermaster.
I pull out my bong. Did I misread the room? Fires, read the room, man.
And put on some pants.
And put on some pants. What are you doing?
Then we will trust in your continued support of the student body in these unique times.
I realize that this is difficult for you. And I believe that perhaps one of the reasons that you were spared is because you can handle the crushing responsibility of being unable to discuss why you are special. For some, and she looks here at Pyres, this may be more difficult than others.
I'm just trying to find out where I fit in, Quartermaster, that's all. I'm sorry that sometimes puts me on your bad side. Well, everyone's bad side, or good side sometimes too.
Do you have any further questions for me?
Not from me.
I've learned much. I'm satisfied.
Dismissed.
Thank you, Quartermaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Quick bow. And we are out.
Aresta,
Yes.
Remain.
Come on, come
You hear banging, by the way, in your barracks.
no.
In your particular chamber, as somebody is repairing the roof.
Aw, we told them to prioritize. That's nice. All right. Well, we're headed back there. I mean, I don't know about Gale. That's where I'm headed.
Pyrus has no intention of keeping his promise. Neither of you made the promise anyway. I'm telling you that the more people who know that there is something special going on, the more people who know that there's something special going on beyond what they've already suspected, the more danger you're in. You need to keep this quiet as best you can.
Everyone is asking us questions. Everyone. Everyone we pass in the hallway. Everyone who catches us out of the corner of their eye. We are not the only ones seeking these answers. If we do not ask them, others will.
Take your
We,
stance.
as a Fang, are not interested in running around telling the whole.
She lashes out with her foot, delivering a very strong, very directed kick directly into your midsection. But you are an Earth Dragon style practitioner, and you go nowhere. Not even like shifting along the ground.
Now,
So
there's a bit of an exhale as I catch the
you
blow.
absorb the blow.
Yeah.
And it certainly, you can feel that it would hurt if she like was trying to punch you or kick you in a place that was more vulnerable. Did you move?
No.
Would you have moved if I had asked politely? Every student here is on a need-to-know basis. And if they are asking you questions and they don't need to know, do you need to move?
As I was saying, we have no intention of telling the whole school or any part of the school. We are seeking the answers we need in order to adapt to our new situation. Gil whispered, of course, is most keen, as that is how she operates, information and tactics. Pars is more reactive, but we hope that with information he will react accordingly.
I'm giving you information here. Here is the lay of the land. The more people who know that you are investigating, the more danger you are in. The more people who know that your circumstance is not only special, but exceptional, the more danger you're in. And the more that you acknowledge the lie that has been placed before everyone in an attempt to keep you safe, the more that you peel back the covers and expose it as the lie that it is, the less it will be able to protect you. There are times where a fiction can be more powerful than the truth.
So what, all those other classmates were just bad students that got expelled because they flunked and were super cool?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Is that the kind of fiction you think people will just settle with? I'm not a writer. I only read.
As soldiers, we must do what we are told.
And we are doing our best to carry out our orders out on the battlefield with reduced numbers and foes at every corner.
Not every corner. Dismissed. And as you leave, she continues to stand just like dead center in the room. And there's something odd about how she's just willing to like let you close the door on like a completely empty room to just so that now she's just like in there.
Whatever.
But when you return to the barracks, you see that the fine mist that is sort of appearing from the heavy rain that's happening over the House of Bells is no longer seeping into your barracks.
Are there any materials you require? Is there anything I can hold?
It's just a small hole. I've managed to patch it.
Excellent.
Is there anything else that you require of me?
The windows.
What about the windows?
They aren't well sealing well.
And I'm still going to get the information about how you defeated Coral Helix.
Pyres, would you like to tell the tale as they work?
No. I need the strategies. I need the truth.
I mean, you heard it.
You seek our winning strategies.
I'll go and get that seal, and he runs off.
He was, like many students here, he was very skeptical of how we were able to win against overwhelming numbers. Well, overwhelming numbers. Numbers, anyway. He wanted to know how we did it.
Has he done a good enough job fixing the roof to deserve that information?
It's not raining in here.
Gale whispered, correct me if I'm wrong. We attacked. And we won.
To be fair, we did not employ the tactic initially devised. So, as I've just been advised, we weave the tale that will become our facts. The Fang that has always existed for 5 years.
Yes.
Why we are so exceptional, and not because of any things that happened in the past 4 years. Those things don't exist.
So are we seeking to make ourselves look exceptional? Because I can deliver exactly what happened in fact form and make it sound very
Perhaps we could...
strategic, or would we rather spin a yarn?
Perhaps we could all tell the story together.
I was strongly encouraged for us to redirect the flow of questions away from the mystery. So, I think this is our first step towards distracting everyone with the reasons behind our success.
Well,
Whether
we had
you wish
the-
to lay out the tactics and just start with straight facts, or start building some sort of tale of prowess.
The brilliant mind of Gale Whispered was able to combine the martial prowess of one Cathak Pyres and the force, the strength, the unmovable essence of one Cathak Aresta into a winning combination. Something like that?
That sounds good to me.
You start hearing the sound of furniture being moved elsewhere in the barracks.
Huh.
So, Pyres, would you like to weave the tale?
I can do my best.
Gale, correct him when he misspeaks about tactics.
I will do a summation at the end of his presentation.
Excellent.
Don't hesitate to interrupt. I think it'll lend a bit more credence to the fact that I might exaggerate a little bit for dramatic effect.
I would not want to interrupt your flow,
Thank you.
and I would not like to interrupt my own.
All right. And then I just want to take like a piece of. Oh,
We
that's
have
not going to
paper
be
and
very
parchment
good.
and stuff.
I was going to say a piece of chalk and like draw on the wall,
I
but
thought
I'm not
you were
gonna
making
do
like
that.
shadow puppets or something.
Oh my god!
The
No.
tale of
I'm just going to crouch down in front of my two fangs.
There are
and
parchments
draw
and
kind of.
ink and
Yeah.
and all of that. Calligraphy is quite important. And if any of you have more than linguistics 0, which I believe you all do, you know how to write.
Yes.
I also know how to write as other people.
Yeah.
Counterfeiting.
Ooh.
You need your fake IDs, kids. You come to Gale.
That's not actually an insignificant skill.
No, not at all.
You begin seeing out the windows that are not terribly well sealed that several beds are now being carried away from your barracks.
Are those other 3 chambers are already emptied? Are they
I'm gonna
not?
poke my head down the hall to see if any doors are open.
Yeah, where are they
The
coming
door
from?
to the Fang of the Coral Helix is open. And all of the furniture inside is currently being carried out.
By whom?
Yeah, by
Other students. They're all first and second years, because that's who you get to do the manual labor.
Hey kids, what you doing?
Orders.
From? I just start walking forward, stretching.
Oh,
You know what? Can you roll me a strength presence?
I'm good at one of those things.
I'm assuming that this is a
It's
slight
a bit
intimidation.
Of, yeah,
attempt
a
as
little
opposed to
baby intimidate.
Yeah.
1, 2 successes.
Reminder.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. All right. Orders from the quartermaster.
Quartermaster is asking you to remove furniture.
Yeah.
What an interesting task. You know, when I was a first year, as much as I'm quite strong, I didn't ever do any furniture moving. Have you done anything wrong to get the short end of the stick?
No.
Are you sure that you're telling me the truth?
I don't know why I would lie.
Good answer. I'm gonna give them like a really gentle little, like really gentle,
like send them right through the 4
No,
walls.
because I assume they're going to flinch, so I really want to make it gentle.
Aw,
little bump.
I assume they're gonna flinch.
You didn't hear it from me, but look.
Yeah.
And he points, and the little insignia that shows the coral helix, their insignia, is gone. They've disbanded the Fang.
I certainly heard nothing. I'm gonna go now.
Well, what do you mean?
Thank you.
Sure.
But I didn't hear anything from you. And I wink. And I
Every Sunday.
head back.
Did the Kansas City Chiefs just win a game, Trey Dog?
Or maybe get
Yeah, let
like
us
a
know.
touchdown or
Don't think that they could have completed the game in that amount of time.
I
could
don't
they?
know.
Yeah.
Hand egg ball is
Wink.
Football takes a long time.
yeah. So you two spin your wonderful tale. I'm gonna head down to the infirmary because it seems this furniture belongs to a certain Fang who is all likely in the infirmary, but this Fang no longer has a symbol on the barracks, so maybe this is going to be the year of the disappearing Fang instead of the lost hand.
Brevin's gone?
All
Like,
of
I
them.
can't contain my glee.
All of them. This isn't good.
Wait, are they being expelled or is their Fang being disbanded? There's a difference.
Oh no.
If the Fang is being disbanded, then we need to find the 2 strongest ones to join our Fang immediately.
You calculate that. I'm headed to the infirmary.
She grabs the chalk,
Yep.
scuttles off to make pros and cons list.
No, Gail, we have things to. Damn it.
Buyers, I am so gonna take his mattress.
Brevin, the best mattress. Fuck.
Yeah, and then the first time that he lies down on it, he just buries his head into the mattress and just starts inhaling deeply. Brevin.
I mean, you know, they say opposites attract, John, I don't know. Revan and I.
I mean, you do know.
Cross swords many a time.
Well, not yet. We have anyway. That's a whole other.
There's a little bit of electricity in the air.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So
But-
you're
but-
heading
yeah.
to the infirmary. What about the two of you?
Well, I want to go check out the room that the Coral Helix's X chambers, which is probably being emptied, but maybe not fully emptied yet.
Yeah, I will follow you.
I think
So-
I'm making-
When you
I'm doing it in my head.
when you head out there, you see that there are students who are just pulling stuff out. Personal effect, by the way, are being packaged carefully
This
and not seemingly for long-term like storage. It's not like they're wrapping them and putting them in a crate that's marked like Abu Dhabi on it, and then
right.
Oh shit!
It's not being packed for travel.
so it's not Odie or sorry Nermal.
Normal.
Nermal's the one who always gets mailed to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Right.
Meaning, if they are traveling, it is without their effects.
No, of course. They're not being sent on assignment.
Perhaps we should have aspects that are different from our own. That would make sense. That would be correct.
Dale whispered, I don't think that we're going to be inheriting members of...
I don't see why not. We are 3. We need 2 more.
No,
Maybe that's our
as in
prize
the
for
two
winning
are
game
missing
1.
from our Fang
Do you have any-
currently.
Oh,
Has any member of your family ever... Has any member of your family attended the House of Bells?
No. Yes, probably.
Oh,
Let's say yes.
any siblings, I guess, is what I mean. Yeah.
No siblings, no.
Mhm. Perhaps you've heard differently. I have never heard of a Fang being expelled, the crimes of one, for the whole Fang. That I have heard. Meryl's told me stories. But
it's
disbanded
extremely
and
rare.
reassigned?
People getting drummed out of the academy, not so rare.
Yeah.
People often often it happens between semesters that someone's just like you can't cut it, you're gone. But the rest of the Fang doesn't necessarily get expelled because one person could cut it. It's considered like a fallen member. It's disciplinary actions where if one member of a Fang goes down, it's assumed that everyone else had the chance to stop them and didn't. Therefore, they all get taken out. Even if that's not the case, it's one of those like, if none of you tell me what got wrong, all of you got punished, which is like total bullshit in some ways. But in other ways, it really encourages people to not screw over your friends because
Sure.
then they'll find out and destroy you. So, however, it has happened once or twice that a Fang has had so many disciplinary problems that all of them have just been told you're out completely.
But the idea of I mean, I guess my other thing is like what happened to us is that we were kind of reassigned into a Fang together. But like the idea of people kind of being reassigned is, I would imagine, exceedingly rare.
Fangs can be disbanded for various reasons. Again, if there aren't enough people left to form a Fang, they just peel off and join other Fangs that are missing members.
Gil whispered, this doesn't look like they're being packed up to move into another barracks. Although, I have been wrong. Looks like they're being sent home.
No, that's the opposite.
It does not look like they're being sent home.
Oh, I see.
Pyres.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant... I
Yeah,
understand.
it's not meant for long-term shipping.
Right.
They're not like being packaged so carefully because they're about to get thrown onto a ship and they're sending them out to the like front lines on some other place. They're just being packaged so that they can be moved from one room to another.
I was imagining everyone lived within like
Wee.
a couple miles of the House of Bells. Which
We
is
can't
so
all be
untrue.
me.
It's so untrue.
Hanging out at
No, I
Arjif all day long.
understand. Yeah, exactly. I don't know these people. Princes of the Earth or no?
We fought them. We know everything there is to know about them.
There is much more to know about one's enemy than how they fight and what they do when they're backed into a corner.
I feel that how they fight is exactly who they are. and the decisions they make in battle.
Aresta?
Yep.
You're heading.
To the infirmary, and I would like to, if there's like a way to cut through an outside area and like pluck a few sad little flowers.
Okay.
So I'm coming with like a little bouquet. Get well. Is that a thing that's at all done, or is that really weird?
That would be seen as very, very weird.
Okay,
Remember that you're dealing with people who are all aristocracy.
I don't know.
And if you show up with like a clutch of
Little
tiny
flowers.
little flowers, it'll.
Aww,
It'll just be really sad and
that'd be
pathetic.
so
Okay,
sweet. I
It's
brought
not
you
so much that
something
it would
to
look
read.
sad and pathetic. It would look like you're hitting on them. They're
That's okay.
soldiers.
that's okay. I'm okay with that being the read then. I just don't want it to look like, oh, poor girl brought poor flowers.
It would just be seen as strange. Soldiers fall in battle all the time, especially soldiers who you put them in there. It would possibly be seen as a very extreme form of gloating.
Okay. I won't. I'll just
Now,
head
it'd be
there.
different if you were like, I injured you in battle, but you are indeed part of my sworn kinship, and
Yeah, you're
I-
my bestie and I
yeah,
hurt you.
that's
yeah.
different.
Okay.
But if you're just like, yeah, we fucking wrecked you, dude. Oh, the boo boo, the flower, like that, in that tone
That's
of voice.
absolutely how I was gonna do it.
I was
100%.
to say that really strikes me like an Aresta move.
Would you like some cream to go with the sweet burn? I don't know why you're talking
Thanks,
like that
Granny,
either.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Perky.
So I'm headed to the infirmary.
So, Garavel, chief medic, is in his office, which is before you actually
Mhm.
enter in the infirmary proper, and he looks up.
I'm not here to gloat, I promise. I'm here to verify that the 5 of them are recovering well. There seems to be a game of furniture moving going on in their barracks room, and I feel like that's probably not ideal bed rest if you have no bed. Thank you.
What
I-
was this for?
Like, I'm unarmed. I'm not gonna hurt them. But I don't know.
You do not make a very convincing I'm unarmed. You're an earth dragon specialist.
I'm unarmed.
Shirt tears immediately.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's like all those little, like, a digression. For everybody in chat, do you know somebody who once claimed that they had to register their hands and feet as lethal weapons?
Literally the worst. Literally the worst.
I have known somebody who completely unironically and a straight face said because they had studied certain martial arts, they had to inform the Montreal police that they had the capacity of killing somebody with their bare hands.
I mean, we all have the capacity. We don't, but like, you know what I mean?
First
My
off,
God.
registering yourself as a lethal weapon, it's not a fucking thing.
Where's one of your
Second,
forms?
if it was, you probably wouldn't go around telling your friends. And third, you probably aren't going to go and do that when you're like 23 years old.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Anyway, so if he nods me in, then I will go in.
So as you head in,
Mhm.
you see that these areas have like their own kind of rooms.
Mhm.
These soldiers are not necessarily all in one particular location.
Mhm.
And in this particular case, there are like 3 separate wings. Typically, they do this because if students get engaged in a fight, they tend to not want to then necessarily put them in the same place. Sometimes they do.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's exactly what they want, but other times they don't. The first room that you see Brevin sitting there. He looks furious, but he doesn't quite notice that you're there just yet. But he's sitting in a room alone, and he looks just fine at this point. Remember that he's had 2 days to recover
Yeah.
from his wounds.
I would like to find Sentiel, if I could. Yeah.
Okay, so you're ignoring him. But-
Yeah, for now.
Okay. She's in her own room. She currently is sitting there. She's got a book that she's leafing through. It's The book is a collection of openings for Gateway.
Ooh.
God
I'd like to knock gently at the door.
damn it.
Calm down there, buddy.
May I?
I'd say that it's whatever you like, but of course, come on in.
I come in and close the door behind me.
I don't know if we're acquainted outside the battlefield.
Catholic Aresta. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, pleasure. Those are the words that I associate with you right now.
Thank you for a good fight.
I think we both know that that wasn't exactly a good fight. It was well fought by you, but that wasn't a good fight. We didn't even manage to take any of you out at all, and we were the superior force.
I think we had a lot to prove.
I don't know why you're coming here to try to make it seem like your victory wasn't earned. It was.
I'm here because I have a question.
Well, I suppose I can try to answer something.
I'm not as good at Gateway as Gale whispered. I nod to the book.
There aren't many who are better at Gateway than Gale whispered, at least none around here. Or so I hear.
Do you know about your barracks room?
It would appear that the penalty for losing the game is that we have lost our capacity as Fang. But it has to be more than that. People lose all the time. They don't immediately just disband Fangs for it.
Exactly.
But we were told that that was it, that we were no longer considered a Fang and that we would have to report to new positions when they became available. It's really good. You know, people really try to seek you out once you've come off a humiliating loss like that, that people are just banging down the doors.
Seems particularly cruel.
Cruel? No, this isn't cruel.
Insult to injury?
Look, there's only one thing that I want, and that is to be the best soldier I can. And if they're telling me that this is how I can be a better soldier, then that's what I'll do.
Expect the unexpected. Roll with the punches. It's true. All of this is a lesson.
If we managed to be dismantled so easily by three who had never even fought side by side before, maybe we didn't deserve to be a Fang.
Thank you for your candor.
That's all I got.
The rules at this school are shifting, as are the situations outside of these walls. I suppose it's only fair that they change things in here. The world isn't the same.
See, that's something that's bothering. They're changing the rules. They don't change the rules here. It's just not done. Why would you change the rules if so far everything has been going perfect? You know what I think it might be?
What?
Someone's trying to make it so that we're less effective making our way out.
Can you remind me what Santel... Never mind, I've got it here, Sinus. Okay.
Appearance 4.
By the way, we're using Sinus
Sinus.
as the pronunciation for
thank
the
you.
house.
Ooh,
As
Ooh,
opposed
thank
to-
fix that.
There were too many people who were complaining that
Nice.
we were talking about the cavity that exists
yes.
above your palate.
Sinus area.
Okay,
Interesting.
I'll do my best
Now we
to
can
get
say this
that.
is really sinister.
Ha
I mean, you could. I don't know why you would.
But what do I know?
What do any of us know? We're here to learn.
Yeah, learn. I learned that it sucks to lose when it turns out that you had something on the line you didn't know you had.
I do think that's a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's okay. Pyres is alright. Gale's alright. How is it spending time with... Is Pyres like stares at himself in a mirror like 4 hours a day, or
No more than I expected.
does Gale like sleep with a gateway set under her pillow, or
No, it has to be perfectly kept. You couldn't possibly have a peace shift. It would ruin the whole game.
yeah, don't talk to Brevin. He's out for revenge. I don't think anybody knows it yet. Not even him.
He didn't seem too cheery when I walked past.
No, at the moment he's trying to figure out how he can form his own Fang. Just somehow manage to make it so that it's not Coral Helix. Turns out that a leader who's willing to just ditch his unit, not somebody who I'm all that interested in. Well,
Soldiers are supposed to be expendable. Whether you're your best friend, your lover, or a complete stranger.
lover. Who has time for love?
Oh, many a student does.
That's just...
Glad to see you're doing well.
Yeah, well, I don't know if my shoulder's ever going to pop back into its socket, but we'll see.
All these names, I need to just give myself a name list.
We are strong, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Garavel, I'm sure will have it right as rain soon enough.
No one to tell us we're wrong, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Sorry.
I'll
Pat Benatar is within me.
I'll tell Gil Whispered you said hi.
Really get that checked in.
Can I see yours?
You can do what you like. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do next.
This one's really...
Good book to be reading for that.
I don't play Gateway very well, and I think it's because I don't have the patience for it.
I get that.
I'm very good at figuring out what to do in the moment, but by the time I've paid attention to the game, somebody else has already played 7 moves ahead because they know the opening. So... Who knows? Maybe I will learn something.
I'm gonna recommend an author that, you know, writes some historical war fiction that I feel like might be an alternative. Insert names
Oh wow,
here.
Tom Clancy.
Yeah, basically. Or no, it's
I'm gonna read Rainbow Six.
Patrick O'Brien, you know, of
Love it.
Oh wow, the Thumb of All Fears.
yeah.
They've got 4 pages describing a heckler and coke.
I just
Yeah.
hope it's the Da Vinci
Fear
Code.
plus fear plus fear equals Aresta, the sum of all fears.
Yeah. And I guess say goodbye and
I said what right? What did I say right?
Because that's
The fact that Rainbow Six is like gun porn? Oh, heckler and coke, yeah. Oh, because
says
people say
cock.
koch?
Or people say,
I would say cock.
oh,
Of course,
Coke.
naturally.
Okay,
anyway.
so you leave.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to these 2.
Yeah.
great. And we are still in the room.
Well, we were headed to go and see Coral Helix's like X quarters, but
Right.
now that they're not necessarily being, well, I guess they're being emptied, but
Gale is currently explaining to Pyres why If it should come to it, getting the water aspect and the wood aspect would be the savviest choice.
Gale whispered, I feel that it appeals to your sense of symmetry and balance.
It just makes good sense.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
All right, who would you choose?
Well, one's aspect does not necessarily tell you everything about that person, what they're good at, their strengths, their weaknesses.
Who would you choose, Pyres? From what you saw on the battlefield, who would you pick to join your team?
I would want to see them in other contexts as well.
Say you had nothing else to go on. Say this was all the information you had access to.
Well, Flavienne was very impressive to me. So there's that. And there are reasons that one might believe that Brevin would make a good addition to any Fang. Those reasons do not overcome the fact that he is a raging asshole, and I couldn't stand it for more than a moment.
I feel that Brevin's skills are too similar to your own. And yet you are far more appealing to speak to. Therefore, why would we have you and Brevin in the same Fang? It doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, Gale whispered.
You're welcome. Genvalar makes sense as well, having an archer, but
You managed to deal with him pretty handily.
I did.
You've been holding back on us, Gale whispered.
I have not.
I believe you have.
I chose not to fight in the cafeteria, the mess.
I don't mean the cafeteria. I mean out there, and I'm like motioning to the field where we do calisthenics and so on.
Well, there's nothing at stake out there.
You only give it your all when there's something at stake?
When I'm being graded on it, yes.
We're being graded all the time.
Not the morning drills. It's better to conserve your energy and make people think that you're weaker than you are, perhaps.
Ah, so it's calculated.
I would not suggest you do the same thing. You should appear strong. Oresta should appear invincible. But people should underestimate me. That is useful to us as a 3-member Fang.
I don't hear people underestimating you anymore.
Yes, it's unfortunate.
Well, they never did. Anyway, you know you have a bit of a reputation.
I don't see why. Other than Gateway, I am very good at Gateway.
Gateway is... Well, Gateway can be a gateway into knowing someone's talents intellectually.
Oh, I would never use a strategy in Gateway I would deploy on the battlefield.
Oh, never.
Never, ever, ever. I have my Gateway strategies. They are separate.
I see.
Not many people know that. Keep that to yourself.
Could I ask both of you to roll me your perception awareness?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I love our little conversations. We don't understand each other at all. It's so sweet.
I'm sorry, did you say something? Sorry, Aragwen. I was trying to think of a better phrase.
That is one.
For it. 3 successes over here.
Pyres, people have stopped moving the furniture outside the Coral Helix's barracks. However, there's someone who is trying to get into those barracks from another point of ingress.
Oh, God. Like to sneak in, possibly, or something. I'm gonna kind of flash a quick, shh to Gale, and just motion with my head, and I'm gonna say, follow me.
Shut the fuck up, Gale.
Shut the fuck up, you're gonna blow our cover, man.
I would like to stealthily follow Pyres.
Oh. Yeah, so I want to try to kind of, John, it's a big barracks, but I want to see if I can get around to where this person might be to sort of sneak up behind them.
Okay. How are you doing that? Stunt, you bastard.
I'm trying to, you know what? Yeah, I want to make a big show of kind of pointing down the hall and saying like, "Don't you think it's this way?" And then calling Gale with me so that we can then
Double back.
double back.
Nice.
That's a stunt. Okay, both of you please roll your we're gonna call this dexterity stealth as opposed to wit stealth.
Hey.
Your difficulty here is going to be 3, and you'll
Okay.
get 2 dice for your stunt.
It's funny because I heard dodge instead of stunt.
4.
Okay.
I got 1 success. So go on without me.
You just fall over a garbage can.
Oh, clock. Fuck.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
So are you going around the outside of the barracks, or are you just trying to go in, like get close to the door that it normally would have? Because it only has the one door.
Right, but you were saying that someone's trying to access it from another point of
That's
ingress.
right. You can hear somebody trying to get in, but not from the door that's typically used.
Exactly right. So I want to try to, get around the barracks to see if I can surprise them from the other side.
So you manage to get around, and then you see that there's someone on the inside. There's a shadow. The windows aren't fully opaque or transparent, so you can see that there's a shadow on the inside who's moving around. But then as you start to approach, your foot snaps a small branch, enough that the figure inside starts and then immediately heads towards the door, trying to escape that direction.
Gale, the door. Who is it? Okay, I can run like the wind instead. I'll go.
So you step on. So sorry. You stepped on a twig.
Yeah.
They're running towards a door
Yeah.
away from us.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You're
We went around
outside
behind.
looking out. So out looking in, and they're running away from the windows towards the door to try to get away from this sound of a branch snapping.
I would like to run to the door.
Okay. Do you
I
want to
guess.
do you want to do this in such a way that you will be faster, seeing as how you are an air aspect?
Yeah, let's do.
Where is the parkour emote
It's from Hyper, like there was some promo going
sweet,
on for
though.
a month.
5 motes to use my air aspect. Leap an entire range band horizontally.
Just like
Woo.
propel yourself down the hall. That's awesome. John, can I try to aid? Can I try to buy Gale a second? I mean, I know I fucked us over before. Can I try to buy Gale a second by attempting to get the attention of the person inside? Knock on the glass. Hey,
know
you!
Sure. What are you doing? You're specifically
I-
just knocking on the glass?
I'm knocking on the glass. I'm going, hey, you, stay where you are.
Okay.
Quartermaster's orders.
All right. That's going to be a manipulation presence roll.
Yeah, right. That's fine. I can do that. I can spend motes on those.
Yeah.
Hooray! Okay, let's do it.
So are you leaping over the barracks to try to get to like the other end of the hall, or?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right, that's absolutely something that you could do. Pyres?
Yes, I got 4 successes.
All right, I'm going to say that that's enough that the figure inside hesitates slightly, but realizes that you're not actually anybody who could, who has any power over them. But there is a moment of hesitation, but then slams at the door, racing down the hallway, and then, Gale, the door swings open. And it's Sepe. Sepe's hair is in a little bit of hair has changed, whereas Sepe used to have hair that was quite naturally like a blondish red. It's now been stained black. No longer is wearing his uniform, but is now wearing clothing that would sort of imply that he was a laborer. And his eyes are wide. Roll join battle.
Oh,
Yep. This is not good for old Gilly Poo. Hurry up, man.
fine. Hurry up. Oh, I'm gonna Kool-Aid man through the wall of the barracks here. I'm not actually, because I feel like that's a bad idea. John, am I also running join battle?
No, you're not in the area currently. In fact, you don't know that there's combat happening.
That is correct. So I'm
Unless,
just gonna, like,
Gale
whistle.
starts shouting or something.
I'm gonna wet my whistle.
Whee!
Wee, she says. Peregrine, is that a bunch of air?
This is not going to be
emotes?
great.
Mushrooms or penises? I just have to. It's
Terrible
hard to
join
see.
battle roll.
What we got here? Oh, it's air. Okay, good. Sepe.
All right, so please, please
did
tell
I
me the
not-
results of your join battle.
Yeah, sorry. I
Get the-
clicked out of it by mistake. There we go. My result is 6.
Oh, here. Okay, so there you are. You're in, and you got your initiative in. So,
Mhm.
Gale,
6.
you're up to 6. Sepe is at 4.
Ooh. Damn, Sepe.
Okay, it is your action first at initiative 6.
Okay. Can we talk briefly about the hold at bay move? I forget
So,
what
Holding
that
at
is.
bay is when you have a situation where, like, for instance, you have a knife to somebody's throat, or you have a position where you force them to kneel. You have a weapon that's trained on them, and you're saying, "Don't move. If you move, I'll X."
Yeah.
Or like if you have a hostage situation where like nobody move or I'll do this. So you can't be held at bay, or they can't hold you at bay because neither of you are in that situation now.
So I couldn't I'm thinking of drawing my artifact and holding it to his throat.
So you can draw your artifact and try to intimidate him as a social action, but you can't have him held at bay because the two of you are still fighting.
Yeah.
Holding at bay would imply that like you caught him while he was asleep, or if he had previously been like if you defeated him, he surrendered. You tied his hands behind his back, and then you held somebody to the throat.
Okay. Ooh.
And it doesn't even come with an ambush. An ambush would imply that you get a couple of extra like.
That's what my notes refer to is with a successful ambush. But these are old notes, so they might be wrong.
Okay, ambush is a game term perhaps,
Yes.
but I'm talking like if you just get the drop on a bunch of people, you don't necessarily immediately get to hold them at bay. It depends on exactly the outcomes that are coming about it. But at this point, you haven't ambushed him. You basically both, he opened the door, he saw you, but I asked you to roll join battle because he is planning on attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so I would like to with Soaring Eye still wrapped in its carrying bag, I would like to aim it at his head, hoping to crack his head against the wall and disorient him.
Okay, so this is a withering attack?
It is a withering attack.
Excellent. Okay, Sepe is just going to duck underneath that in an attempt to just try to avoid the strike. So go ahead. His defense is 4.
Okay.
Yeah, ambush versus surprise, I think, is the...
Yeah, there are 2 of those. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then I got the term mixed up.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Bless
No, it's
you.
just
Excuse me.
I was trying to clarify for myself, and because I sort of half mentioned it.
Did I get a stunt? Sorry.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
2 dice.
That's 9.
Okay. That means 5 threshold successes.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll. His soak is currently at 7. I like how
5.
combat right now is Liz just like leaning
I'm sorry.
off camera.
5 successes.
5 successes after
Yeah.
the soak. Okay, so you've managed to crash him.
Oh, whoop.
So you are going to gain 11
Okay.
initiative, putting you at 17. And you have acted this round.
Mm-hmm.
So you've managed to surprise him enough that then he's now practically pinned against the wall. He throws his hands up. Come on. You gotta let me go. I can't do this here.
Is he still holding a weapon?
He was not holding a weapon.
Okay.
But you also know that he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I do. I know him well. Okay, so I know these barracks pretty well. Is there like a supply closet?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to like get him out of this like main doorway.
You're trying to like shove him into a place where you
Yeah.
can... Okay, sure. Yes, you can shove him directly into a privy.
Great.
Oh boy.
All right. So you shove him into a privy.
Keep your hands up.
Okay. He has surrendered. You can drop. Turns out one good roll is sometimes all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially because my join battle was an ass like it normally is. That was helpful. Whee! I love how 6 is like good for Gale.
Gale whispered, "You got to let me go. Can't stay here."
Were you involved in all this?
You know what?
Were you committing treason?
Treason? No.
Yes, you were.
I had no idea what you're talking about.
Then why are you running away? You knew something before I knew something. That doesn't happen.
I'm under orders.
Orders from who?
Can I tell you that?
Yes, you can't tell me no.
Why?
I have backup coming. I will turn you in unless you tell me what I need to know.
Arresta?
I'm gonna head over towards Brevin's room.
Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. We're
Yeah.
pausing on you. Hey,
Sorry.
Pyres, what's up?
Hey, well,
Well,
I
here.
sent Gale after the figure, but I don't see them anymore, so I probably can't climb through this window. I'm gonna like saunter back around.
Why couldn't you? What is your athletics 0?
Dang it.
I don't know. No, it's good. I'm gonna get through this window, John. I'm gonna pop into the Coral Helix's room.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can just
Okay.
climb right in.
That's good. Again, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I pictured bars on the windows. It's not a jail. Like, what the hell? I was like, I can't get in here.
Yeah, you just see like Arresta every once in a while whips out a harmonica and plays while she looks wistfully at the window.
Nobody knows.
Does this too, like, just fucking more.
Oh yeah, I'm just in there because I'm being polite. Whenever I like wanna, I'm like going out for a
Okay,
jog.
So you jump into the window, and as you look in, you see the flash of Gale's pigtails as she shoves someone or something into the bathroom.
Gale whispered. Is there anyone in here, by the way?
No.
No one in here.
No, remember, this is a day of classes. You just happen to have a day of self-study.
Self-study. Speaking of which, is there a mirror in here? I feel like I should study myself.
There's no mirror in
Not-
here.
No, damn it. Okay, I'm just kidding.
He wasn't.
He wasn't though. I'm gonna head to the door where the figures were. Open it cautiously. Just kind of look outside as if I'm like, I wonder where all the things went from this room.
Sure wish that I... So you're just standing outside the door of the Coral Helix, not outside the door of the bathroom where you saw Gale rush in?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna give her a second. I don't know what's going on in there. I don't want to interrupt yet
Maybe she has to poop.
with somebody.
Girls go to
I
the
mean, you
bathroom
were
together.
earlier offering water sports to someone else, so...
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
look, I
I
wasn't-
don't. We're not casting stones
the
here,
implication didn't come
Pyres.
across the way I wanted it to.
Really? What were you trying to say?
Well, there's other. You know what? Maybe I'll tell you when you're older. I don't know. I don't think. Anyway, is anyone coming down the hall?
No.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to head to the door of the privy. I'm going to knock on it very firmly. Open up in there. Try to disguise my voice a little bit.
You've gone and got us all killed.
Tell me what I need to know.
You can't
Tell me
whisper.
what I need to know. She says, fully whispered.
Okay, so this is... Are you, like, intimidating him?
I mean, she's not very intimidating, but sure, she's trying.
All right, so that's going to be a manipulation and presence roll. I will give you 2 dice for your stunt.
Thank you. Well, I do have high manipulation, so you know. Hey, that's 5 successes.
Whoa! That's a lot of successes.
It is.
Okay. Your persuade action forces him. Well, it's actually technically it's a threaten action.
Mhm.
Your threaten action has him hesitate for a moment, and then I do not understand why you think that I should tell you. It's not for you to know. I'd be putting you in more danger than I am in.
Gale thinks for a second, and then I'm going to take out a piece of parchment from my pocket and writing implement, hand it to him.
Here's my cell phone number. I just...
Write the coordinates of somebody that I can correspond with via letter. I can do that safely. And then I'll let you go.
Okay. He starts writing something down.
Okay.
Aresta.
Oh boy.
I know I'm poking a bear. I know I'm doing this. I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
We're all just doing very unsavory things right now.
I'm
Pyres is
not.
looking at himself.
Aw.
Oh, no.
So you're knocking on the outside of an open door.
Yeah, just like on the door frame or whatever.
Head turns. Revan sees who it is. What the fuck do you want?
I'd like to apologize for the unforeseen outcome of our disagreements. None of us knew what was on the table when this all began.
So you're taking responsibility for the disbanding of my Fang.
No. Don't twist my words.
I know what you... managed to find a way to take me out. Before the rest of my Fang had to fight for their very survival. Take out the strongest member. It's only a matter of time before you manage to collapse the rest of the structure.
Revan,
Have you been working with the school Or did you just steal the information about what was going to happen so that you can execute the plan?
Would you like a way forward, or would you like comfort?
Gail whispered. Seems like she's sneaky enough to pull that off. I wouldn't put it past her to cheat in order to make sure that she could win.
You're saying everything to comfort yourself. You are stronger than that. Stop being sorry for yourself.
No one's stronger than you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Stop being sorry for yourself. Stop coming up with every scenario in which where you are not to blame, in which you were screwed over. Learn from this.
Look at me. I've lost everything, and it's all thanks to you.
It's all thanks to everything. You can't put it on one person. Nothing in life is due to one person.
Oh, fine.
We are Fangs. We are a part of Talons and Dragons and Legions.
I'll put it on Pyres. I'll put it on Gale Whispered.
Put it on the Fang, put it on the school, put it on your Fang, yourself.
I'm not to blame here.
You picked a fight with us. If you think we orchestrated it, you walked into it.
It's not my fault that the two of you decided to jump me because you have thin skin.
You swung at me. I put you down. Like the dog that you are. Oh, no, sorry. Whoa, I apologize. Sorry about that. That was shitty phrasing. I really apologize. I put you down. You deserved it.
Like fish.
No.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. That's not how I remember it. That's not how they'll remember it.
They'll remember that your Fang was disbanded because they lost 4-3. That you failed your Fang. That's the narrative that is spreading, Brevin.
He stands up. Still, like, fully a foot shorter than you are. Is this it, then? Round 2? I don't see your boy Pyres able to distract me this time.
If you would like to fight me, I doubt that Garavel would approve, but he'll be here to patch me up since I won't fight back. If you need to get it out of your system, go for it.
Pathetic. Except when he says it, he's really talking about himself.
I know, and I'm so sad.
And he turns around and he sits on the bed and he buries his head in his hand.
Oh.
Go away.
Poor Brevin.
Please. Don't let your anger cause you to get into more trouble than this has already put all of us in.
You hear the distant rumbling of rushing water, and the air feels heavy and thick. Leave me alone now.
Good luck. You
Honor.
Yeah.
Pew!
The address that Sepe is writing down, you know instantly, as he's putting pen to paper, that he has no idea what to write. He is trying to write anything he can to try to get out of this room.
I know you're lying, and I am giving you the opportunity to correspond with me in code, in safety. I will keep you here as long as it takes. I will bring in my Fang mates to convince you to tell me in person if that is what you would prefer.
So you've got a new Fang then?
Of course I do.
So, together till the last. It's not really a thing, is it?
Not if you act against the realm. What was on the ship?
I'm not acting against the realm. I was given me orders by a member of administration here. There's something happening at the House of Bells. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
What?
And you can't stop me.
What are you talking about?
Let me go.
When can we meet again?
Pyres, you wanna do anything here?
Is everything all right in there? Just want to make sure we're not having any trouble. I'm like, for the benefit of anyone who might be listening, right?
And I point at the door.
He's an idiot.
Tell me.
I was giving me orders by Juin, alright? Now let me out.
I'd like to, I don't know, try to detect if he's lying. But I don't know if that's a read intentions. I don't think it is.
So you can do a read intentions to try to find out what his goal is for the scene. You can, it's strange because Exalted doesn't specifically have a mechanic for detecting someone lying.
Yeah.
So we're going to say that this will be a... Yeah, just try to read intentions.
Okay.
See what his goal for the scene is.
Cool.
His guile is 3.
1 success. Damn it.
Did you roll an extra 2 for your stunt?
I did not. Should I re-roll everything or just roll
Re-roll the
2?
whole thing. If you didn't
Okay.
roll a proper pool, you re-roll the whole thing.
Okay.
Unless it's literally just like, oh, I forgot to die. But
4.
Hey!
Hooray.
Sepe is at the moment trying to get out of here as fast as he can. And he's realized that the only way that he can get out as fast as he can is if he tries to give you something truthful.
Okay.
Because you're not, you seem to be detecting when he's lying, so he has to tell you something, the truth.
Go.
He shoulders past you and he opens the door, now walking right into Pyres.
Oh.
Back
Pyres.
off, wee man.
I'm sorry?
And he turns and he runs out of the barracks.
I want to go to grab Pyre's tunic or whatever he's wearing.
His skin?
Grab his chest hair. And I give it a yank.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mm.
I'm probably wearing a tunic still for now.
I probably wax my chest. It's important.
I know, I was gonna say,
I
like,
would guarantee it. Actually.
Into the shape of a pea.
That's gross. Pee for tires. Super. Yeah. Did he just call me a wee man? And who was that? And what were you doing with him in there?
I am not at liberty to discuss that.
Mm.
yes.
Do you wink at me?
I did.
I am somewhat convinced. I would like to read intentions on Gale and see if she had Gale whispered and see if she has any intimacies towards that man, which might be hard to know, but like I'm gonna try. Is that okay?
Go for it.
I don't know what your guile is.
Oh.
Just so I know.
3.
Oh, fuck. You're fucked. Nah, homie.
Nah, Nah, fam.
No, fam, no, not happening. Okay. Keep your secrets, Gale whispered. Keep your secrets.
Hires, it's not about secrets. It's about what we can and cannot say.
I know the definition of secret, Gale whispered. I start doing this as well.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. Is he cute? What's his appearance?
2.
Okay. He's cute.
Mm-mm.
Read intentions. He's lying.
Totally. I love that Guile drop. It's a dirty lie. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you. I don't think we are on the same page about this.
No. Don't worry. We are. It's all right. I'm just a little...
Okay, let's go to the infirmary. I start walking.
Oh, I would
away.
probably be headed back. From the
What did
infirmary,
he do? And I'm gonna follow. What did he do to you?
I told you I'm not at liberty to. No, wait, I'm not hurt. I'm fine. We're going to see the Coral Helix, the new members of our Fang.
What?
Gale, we can't just take people into our... We don't even know if
We're not going to inform them. We're going to invite them.
You run into Aresta, who is heading back from the infirmary.
Oh. Well, I fall over if I run into Aresta. That's
Repairs
fine.
complete?
Oh, thank you, Erwin. Okay, that's helpful.
What was that, Aresta?
Repairs complete?
Oh, we don't know.
Should we talk in our barracks room?
I think that would be a good idea.
Aresta, I assume that you have done
They're
enough.
all resting, recovering from their wounds. They're all there.
Do you have worthy candidates to propose?
What?
Let's discuss that.
Do they know? Yeah.
Yes,
So
they do.
we'll head back to our room.
By the time you get to the room, you see that there is that one fourth year who is standing in there. Now the windows have been sealed somewhat more adequately. He was sitting on one of the unoccupied beds, glancing over the various what he could see of Aresta's crate.
Like as he
Hasn't
got a
gone
book?
into it, but he's
Like-
like looking over it. He was just like, what the hell is that? And if it's open and there are books inside, he was looking at the titles of the books.
Do you like novels?
And he shoots up to his feet. No.
Well then, you've done a good job. Who can I praise your work to?
Just tell me how you beat the Coral Helix.
We have fought them. You've seen my muscles. You've seen his swords. You've seen her.
We had an ambush
brains.
established and the situation changed and we adapted. We deployed a left oblique order with Aresta as vanguard and Pyres as reserve.
But what a vanguard and what a reserve! And I would like to try to reenact the
Oh my
the batter up that Aresta pulled, because that shit was sick.
Yabba-da-da-ba-doo.
Bonk. Yeah, I'm trying to highlight the undramatic version but impressive version of Gale's by
The left oblique.
over dramatizing the other way.
Were they particularly weak to a left oblique, or your ambush when it didn't set up correctly? Who was and you stood at the... Thank you for telling me.
You are
I'd
welcome.
better go.
Thank you for your work.
Yeah. Well, always happy to help.
What should we call you?
Pelops Zanel.
Ooh.
Z''N''E''L.
We will remember this assistance.
Aresta will remember this.
I was just thinking that. It's good stuff.
And he hastily makes his way out of the barracks.
Brevin was pissed, and then I told him to stop making excuses for himself, and then he started crying. So he's not gonna come fist flailing at us and just hurt himself or get super expelled. The Fang is absolutely disbanded, and Santel's pretty cool.
Oh,
I went to her first because she seemed less pissed than Rev.
taking it a bit better, maybe. Although it'd be hard to imagine someone less well equipped to deal with this than Brevin.
They didn't expect it. They didn't know the rules. The what was at stake.
To be fair, we didn't either.
Yeah. But would we have been disbanded if we lost?
Exactly, Aresta. What are we not being told?
Everything.
I understand that this is a callous thing to say, but if we are given the opportunity to adopt any of the members of the ex-Coral Helix, who should we choose? What?
The opportunity is there. Perhaps
Yes.
they're not ideal candidates for one reason or another.
As Cientel said, they just lost 4-3. They have been disbanded. They're not exactly prime pickings. There's going to be shuffling with 5 candidates available. Since all the rules are changing, who knows, there might be other Fangs reorganizing. Perhaps every game will disband a Fang.
All I know is we won our first game. And if there were consequences to losing, then there might be a reward to winning. Perhaps we should leverage this. If we want 2 more members of our Fang, now is the perfect opportunity. They lost. They did not have their commander. Their commander who unites them and motivates them. They were all very strong fighters, and I will admit that I could not have lasted much longer out there.
Well, for what it's worth, I don't know Sinus Siontel, but I do believe that Aresta's understanding of her seems promising, as does yours, Gale whispered. Perhaps we should try to pay her a visit, see where she stands on the idea.
I would be amenable to this.
You
Do we know her hobbies?
seemed to still have her head on her shoulders even after the loss,
Hmm.
and was reading a Gateway book.
What? She likes Gateway?
At least trying to.
Thought there was only room for one tactician in every Fang.
She is not a tactician just because she likes Gateway. You play Gateway.
Okay,
He kind of realizes
so
how much
there's
of
an
a
instant
horrible-
flashback to Pyres playing Gateway once and getting fucking smashed by Gale. It was embarrassing.
Imagine, so this is a horrible analogy, but I'm going to try for it anyway.
It's happening anyway.
What was a game that was being played at your school by a lot of different students? Like at recess or during lunch?
Elementary school, it was Pogs.
Okay, so elementary school
And
would
I
be Pogs.
destroyed.
I'm talking more like university.
University.
Gotcha.
Smash?
So Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. Yeah,
Right?
Super Smash Brothers.
Imagine that Smash Brothers is the kind of game that like a whole lot of people like play when they can. Some people are very good at it, but other people are like, yeah, I'll play some Smash even if they're not that good, but they at least know how to play properly. Most people at the House of Bells know how to play Gateway to a certain degree of skill. Almost no one at the House of Bells would be considered bad at Gateway. But the weird thing is that when you get to the upper echelons, like the difference between the people who are really good at Gateway and the people who are like good at Gateway seems massive. And it's like they might as well not even be playing. But that's just because they're playing on an entirely different level. Even if Pyres is like, could beat, 75% of the population at Gateway on random day, he might only win against Gale 1 out of every 20 times because Gale's just that much better at it. But even then, Gale is only like here compared to Pyres, whereas maybe the maximum is here or here or here. Like it's unknown.
Right.
But it's just like that. Like Gateway is something that everybody plays because you're all House of Bells. You're all meant to be at least somewhat knowledgeable about strategic command.
Right.
Now, whether you're good at it.
So but that's it, right? It's not like any of us are just like, what are these pieces? Like, what
Yeah,
do
like
I
we
do
all
with these?
know how to play chess, right? But I don't think as a kid you played in a couple of competitions, but like none of us are like super ultra chess champs, I don't think.
I think maybe then this discussion might be better served. But this episode will end here.
With all of us chattering about Gateway as the sun sets.
Yes.
As the sun sets.
On our now covered roof.
Oh. Thanks.
I'm terrible at chess for the same reason that Siantel is terrible at Gateway. I'm very good at chess, or I can't say that I'm very good at chess because it's been a very long time since I played it regularly.
Yeah.
I'm good at chess if I don't have to worry about opening moves because I don't care to study chess. I'm very good at figuring out like what should I do in the next few moves given this position. But because I haven't studied, I'm always at a disadvantage to somebody who has. Because I just don't want to bother memorizing openings.
Yeah. That like you were saying, John, right? There's that sort of that would be that next level, and it's just you can't compete unless you're
That's
at
why
that,
I prefer
right?
playing
Like,
blitz chess.
Hmm?
I prefer playing blitz chess with a clock, because I don't want to sit there and think about it for like 20 minutes. I want to be like, because I'm very good at thinking quickly about my next move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good at dealing with somebody who actually bothers to think and plan.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great note.
It reminds me of my relationship with fighting games. See, exactly, right? Like, I like playing fighting games, but I don't want to spend the time like going over it for hours and hours learning combos and mix-ups and, you know, all the different matchups. Like, I just don't care enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with like Smash. I've played a lot of Smash. I'm good at Smash. The one time that I ever went to like a group of people who actually like hardcore play Smash, I didn't even get a stock off any of them.
It was, that was so bad. I remember that day very, very well. Quite something.
Oh, we thought we were hot shit going into it, and then we left and we were like, so we're not hot shit, are we?
No, we should go.
It's just like a first year in acting school.
Oof.
Walk into it, you're like, I got into a theater Oh no.
They're like, dime a dozen, get the hell out.
That's why I was convinced that nobody wanted to talk to me at theater school at first, because I was like, oh, I'm terrible, and they've all done this for a long time, and I fell ass backwards into this.
No, we all felt like
And however many years
absolute
later.
poo-poo in year one.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because you had to take...
I had to take performance 1, in which I had to, like, we each had one of the things we did was choose a monologue, perform it. I had to change it 3 times because I kept choosing shit monologues,
Oh man.
much less performing them.
Who was your teacher, Stanjowski?
Yeah, it was good. Like, the class was good. I just literally was like, oh, this is intellectually, like, appealing to me. Oh, this is not interesting to perform at all. 3 times.
Yep.
Well,
Mm.
it's time for you to earn your experience. What did you learn? What did you like about another player's play? We're going to start this time with...
I learned that. I learned that what Pyres said is true. Pyres is trying to find out where he fits in, like given his relationship with Morale and with like kind of like needing a place at the school, knowing that he can't be better than the quartermaster, but also knowing that he has to be better than other students. It's like a weird position to be in, so I'm not sure he feels great about that right now.
you read math.
Anyway, I really enjoyed Liz's scene with Sepe in the privy where they were kissing. They were macking totally in Pyre's head. I'm sure that's what's going on. But I really enjoyed it. I thought you thought on your feet really well, like in terms of trying to give him an out. Because I can tell that you like want to get to the bottom of it, but he's like, get away from me. So it's just nice to see that obsessiveness kind of
Thanks.
get in there. Yeah.
Elizabeth?
I learned that when Gail said you can learn everything about somebody by how they fight, I think I'm going to incorporate that as an intimacy, because I think that is a very Gail way of thinking. Like, however you behave on the battlefield directly translates to how you are as a person.
That seems like an intimacy,
yeah, so something like that. Learn. I loved Oresta's scene with Brevin in the infirmary. Because he was continuing to be a dick, and then I think Oresta realized that it was coming from a place of hurt, and even though, like, you know, he hasn't really done a lot to deserve our sympathy or our kindness, like, she still like treated him with courtesy, and it was just like, it's really sweet. It was very Oresta. Oh.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for this episode to start really like playing Oresta and finding out where she is socially. And so those two interactions in the infirmary were real opportunities to deal with how like these two were kind of put together and we have similar goals, but dealing with people that I'm not stuck in a Fang with is, learning who Oresta is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love how Pyres continues to have the flair, have the bravado, sell people on an idea. Just truly, yeah.
I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
Pyres commits.
Yeah.
Even if he's like, well, I'm in over my head. He's just like still going for it.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really like is that, Scott, this is something that you've done in the past, is that you've played characters who, when they come up against like a wall, they turn and they're like, yes, I guess, right? Like there's kind of like the, yes, I am a little bit of a goofball, or I am a little bit of a, but Pyres isn't doing that at all, which I've seen that from Braum, and I saw it from
Jorik?
Rigel? Jorik?
No, Rigel.
Rigel.
Jorik to a certain extent, but here, I'm really getting the impression that Pyres is like, yeah, I committed to this, so we're just gonna see it through. Like, come on, let's go. And that's interesting because I think that it's tempting sometimes to fall back on like self-effacing as like a defense mechanism, and I don't think Pyres can do that.
I am very I'm very intrigued to see kind of how our relationship continues to play out, and I'm actually finding interacting with Gail and Oresta to be really enlightening in terms of how Pyres like actually is, as opposed to the Pyres who has to be 100% all the time, you know.
That
so
makes
I think
sense.
I'll have to see how it goes. Something go down. There we go, Aragorn. Yeah. What?
Aragorn pointing out that Pyres will go down as the captain of the good ship Bravado any day of the week.
Ooh.
Roger Schwei has a question.
Yeah.
How many secret intimacy hints have been given out?
I've been playing mine.
Whoa. That's exciting. I have had one of my actions be influenced by a secret intimacy. That's not super, so no hint as of yet, though.
Yeah, mine's been incorporated into how I'm playing the character, but nothing overt. I doubt you'd be able to guess at this point. Well, maybe you can. I don't know.
We're just going to keep reading intentions on each other until we figure it out, though. Even the NPC's about, I don't know, shoes. I don't know.
So as I understand it, there's been some doodles that have been tossed out by Creaty Chameleon, which I don't know if I can reach the links for now. But what I will say is that if given permission, her art's going to show up at the beginning of next session.
Yeah.
And end.
Oh no, it says no wait. Oh,
They're
yes!
on the banner
Thank you, Creaty.
Hooray!
Let's do a good old command.
I won't be able to bring it up cleanly on the stream right now.
There,
So there we go.
on it. Boom.
So go and have a look, and in the Discord. So we'll react to that. Hey, you know what? We have a Discord.
First fan art.
If you want to interact with this community, the best place to do that is the Discord. It's where you'll find all the latest news, all the discussions that we've been having. We've got several channels that are discussing things like RPGs, but also just things that have been happening. And it is a wonderful place to be. Totally, you should show up and have a look. Plus, if you want to start discussing things in character with your headcanon characters, you can. There's a place to do that, and that is a way that people have been doing it. And some of their comments have been appearing in the Intel report, so that's a place to go and have a look. You can actually watch this a whole lot of different places. You can watch it live here on Twitch. You can watch it on YouTube on our channel, youtube.com/RPGClinic. You can listen to the podcast as well, which you can find just by searching for any podcast. Just search for RPG Clinic. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just go and have a look.
Sweet.
Those things.
Sweet.
And of course, you can follow us on Twitter and all that. Like, look, there's a lot of different ways that you can get a hold of us. We know. But especially, it's really cool that we've been seeing people interacting with our wiki, updating characters even during the session. But don't forget that if you feel like you have something that you can contribute to the wiki, you totally can. It's finally been completely migrated, and it's thanks in very large part to Kate, who has done a massive amount of work to do that, which is incredible. But yeah.
Seriously, thank you folks for validating this choice by participating. Those of you who are interested and willing. If anyone wants to but doesn't get fandom, please reach out on the Discord or through Twitter. Ask me questions.
Tutorial video.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But yeah, but seriously, if you still have questions, please reach out, because anything you contribute is ours, saved for us. So.
Yeah. Cool. So if you can contribute, we'd love to see it. And heck, we just love to see all of your contributions. Fan art is something that's amazing. We'll put it in our opening and closing if we get permission. If you let us, we'll absolutely do that. I guess if you post it on our wiki, then we're probably
tell us if you don't want us.
We should probably
to.
put a disclaimer.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Like, we can do that. I should also thank incredible mod. She knows 10,000 things. Everyone is here and helpful and ready. And of course, also Entropy's Disciple and Strength of Borders. The Crosshair and Real Brick Wall are also here, even if they're not here currently right now on the Discord. They've been doing some fantastic work. And of course, Real Brick Wall has been doing a great job with the synopses and the intel report. Hey, we've got other things coming up this week. Scott?
I'm usually earliest on in the week. Tuesday evenings, you can join me for Thespian Fused Days or
Method
whatever
Madness, I think we ended up with.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
Pick a name, tell
We
me.
continue with the council?
Yeah, the council is actually a fucking blast. There's apparently a lot more of it, and it gets crazy. So, yeah, we're going to be continuing. Chief Inspector Stryker is taking some French guy through the council. It's a mystery, and it's an RPG, and there's lots of wonderful, weird folks in it. So, join me for that. It's usually Tuesdays around 6 p.m. Eastern.
On Wednesday is typically when I stream Scrub Check. That's when I take challenges from various people. Right now, it's been involving video games, doesn't have to, and seeing if I can complete them by the end of the stream. My current status is not a scrub, for I managed to beat Mega Man 2 in, I think I had 12 minutes to spare, something like that.
Yeah.
Managed to make it. There's currently one in the works. There is a chance that I may not be able to stream on Wednesday. We'll be able to keep you updated as we see that go through. Same thing about Thursday. That's RPG Clinic. My next RPG Clinic topic is going to be mass games. Not necessarily LARPs, but live persistent games. Think about like your chat room games. I'm hoping to get a guest for that. But the other thing is I may not be able to take Thursday. Something will happen this Thursday, I imagine. We will find out. It's just it's a big week for me in terms of things that I got to accomplish.
Yeah.
So I may not be able to take those streams, but I will let you know as soon as I can. Friday?
Friday, there's going to be Punchy at 6. And honestly, I mean, I'm still having a lot of fun with Hades, so we might continue with that
There's
chaos.
a lot of games. So
Also, like
until-
you missed half the stream, so
I
like
did,
it's
it's
you know,
true.
it's only fair.
I love
Oh.
watching you play Hades, honestly.
lot of
It's
fun.
just pure chaos.
Yeah, we'll see if when
Saturday?
the next other things are on. The
Yeah.
Saturday. Sorry.
Saturday, Drew Crew at 3.
And
Woo.
Sunday, right here, ExalTwitch Academy episode 4 will be here, and I will also point out that that will be the session where your sheets will be locked. So if you want to make any suggestions to our players, go and find them on the Discord. Thanks so much to everybody. Just don't forget, we're living in crappy times, and it's going to be up to all of us to just do that one little bit to make sure that we all get out of it. I'm not going anywhere, but in my mind. Up. Right. See you next time.
Have friendly
Bye.
chats with your enemies.